The Global Jamaica Diaspora Coalition kicks off its second biennial Diaspora Conference online, Sunday, June 14th to Thursday, June 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 to 9 p.m. Jamaica time. Join this impressive lineup of speakers as they discuss and provide solutions to crime, agriculture, health, economics, tourism, and beach rights access. All are invited and it's totally free. No airline tickets, no hotels, no peddling. Just one diaspora, one voice. That's the second biennial Diaspora Conference, June 14th to 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica time. Join us on YouTube channel Reason with Rattigan. One diaspora, one voice, one Jamaica. Sponsored by our people, for the people.
Guide us now, yeah. Our people need to see the light. Turn it up right. We will fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him slip up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Even politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey. Rock you all the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm we. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized criticize for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. How long them a gonna know say that them fire can't cool? How long them a gonna take our people for fool? Nah build no houses, them nah build no school. Think them up the handle but of the most I rule. Them better stop criticizing. Cause what them a do now phase him. You know the man no lazy. All them a talk, them are the one way crazy. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say problem step up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Even politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not no ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, the man hold the harder of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm me. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him. Most High Jah, guide us now, yeah. Our people need to see the light. Turn it up right. He will fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him slip up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Even politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not no ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, rock you all the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm me. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. How long them a gonna know say that them fire can't cool? How long them a gonna take our people for fool? Nah build no houses, them nah build no school. Think them up the handle but of the most I rule. Them better stop criticizing. Cause what them a do now phase him. You know the man no lazy. All them a talk, them are the one way crazy. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for
Good evening. Welcome to Come Read It Rattigan. I am just sitting in for Mr. Rattigan for a couple of minutes. He will be on pretty soon. To all those in the chat room, good evening. We're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is Come Read It Rattigan with yours truly, Jeffrey T. As I said before, Mr. Rattigan will be on pretty soon. It's going to be an exciting episode of Come Read It Rattigan this evening, as your teacher will be coming on to teach you what is going on in the land of wood and water, Jamaica, a country where we all love. You know, as we come on air this evening, you know, there are so many things happening in our country wherein people live in housing schemes and they don't have a proper drainage facilities. They don't have access to proper drainage. They don't have access to proper land titles and all those things. I see we're in there giving out some land titles day to day, but how many Jamaicans have access to a title of their property? You know, those are the things that really bothered many of us sometimes when we hear these things. And before we come on air, there was an earthquake that hit Jamaica, some parts of St. Mary earlier on. And it was felt in Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine. I think it was a 3.5 earthquake that hit parts of St. Mary earlier on this evening. You're hearing about earthquakes all over the place. As we await our fearless leader to come on and to teach us things that he has on his mind to talk to us about. He's in the background working on something to come on air. I want to say thanks to the producers of this program who continue fighting for this program. If you have not signed the Magnitsky Act as yet, go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Go over there and sign the Magnitsky Act and also donate. We need some donation to carry out some lawsuit against the Jamaican government and to carry out some deep dive and also to assist people who need help. So go over to the OJLDF.org. Go over there and donate. $1, $2, $3, that will help. It'll go a long way. Because we need your assistance to continue fighting for the poor people for beloved island Jamaica. We were able to help during after Hurricane Melissa. The Comrades Rattigan program was able to help with people down in Jamaica. And it's because you all help us by donating to the program. So continue to donate. Go over there and donate as much as you can. As we say in Jamaica, every little make a muckle. Yes, go over there and donate. We truly need some help to keep this organization and this program alive. We don't come on air at all times and we don't come on air to beg. When you hear us asking for your assistance, we truly need it. So go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. That's OJLDF.org. Go over there and donate. Also sign the Magnitsky Act. We've been asking for your signatures from a long time now. We're still asking for it. We're still asking for your support because we truly need your help. You know, the Prime Minister of this country, you know, believe that he's a God unto himself. Not to mention the one who named Darrell Vaz, who believe that we will stop talking about the $1.4 billion school bus scandal that's racking this country. Who believe that we, the people of this country, will just stop talking because it's a 9-day wonder. We will do no such thing. Many people say, boy, I want to talk, and nothing happen. Don't worry yourself. As I said on many times on this program before, that when we think we won't get justice from man, the Creator will give us justice. This nation went out of light for over how many hours? And until now, we can't check the people of this country. What truly happened? Was Jamaica hacked by a cyber team, or was it a cyber attack that happened to this country? We don't know. We don't hear nothing from the so-called Minister of Transportation and Energy, Darrell Vaz, Colonel Pong. And even can be a mistake because the fearless leader is here. I think I should continue, yes. The minister refused to speak to the people of this country. He went to the parliament today and chat some things that make no sense to the people of this country. Until now, he can't speak to the people about the $1.4 billion bus scandal, where $600 and something million is still unaccountable for. But we in the diaspora here will not stop talking. We're going on to the city of Miramar to find out, was the buses sold to the government of Jamaica? Or were they given to the government of Jamaica? Who sold the buses? Where's the receipt, Mr. Vaz? Oh no, I can't give us the receipt. Election done. So you can't go tell you ask Mark Golden for his birth certificate. We need some answers from you. We need some answers from you. And we need answers now. As we stand by to join Jamaica's fearless leader, the man who hailed from Waterhouse, the man who know how tin mackerel taste. Dalvaz want tin mackerel taste. Dalvaz have a damn tin mackerel in life. But we know how tin mackerel taste, we know how butter and dumpling taste. Anyway, I can behave myself. Mr. Rattigan, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Brother Tavares. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. You know,
You're welcome, sir.
I was in my courtyard, you know, looking over.
Oh, overlooking and have a little coney.
My people, welcome. As usual, we have to greet everyone. Let me just say that I took a break and I feel obligated to tell you why. Took a break because we had some legal things that we had to take care of. And in fact, as I speak right now, there's someone here putting the final touches on the product. It has to go out by Friday at midnight. That's a deadline. And we have a couple other things we're working on. And believe me, I've been up morning, noon, and I'm sleeping even less now because it's just a lot of work. And we didn't hire an attorney. We have one now, but I was doing it. I was trying to do it on my own, and it's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of moving parts, but thank God we're on our way to victory. So we're just finishing up now, and hopefully we should be finished tonight, and then we'll take another look at everything tomorrow, and we'll try and file it tomorrow night. Give ourselves a day, so that if there's something, you know, that we have to fix or tweak, then we have an extra day to do it. But believe me, folks, it's not easy. It's really not easy. So that's why I was away. I want to thank each and every one of you for reaching out to me, finding out my condition, because some of you were really worried. You thought I was sick. No, I wasn't. I was just under a lot of pressure trying to get a lot of things done. And so far, we haven't missed any deadlines. And we don't intend to miss any deadlines. But as I say, wild horses couldn't have kept me away from you tonight because, as I said, there are people working right now as I speak. There are people working on the product right now. And I told them that, listen, I have to take for myself. I have to go and talk to my people and address them and let them know everything is all right because it's been several weeks now. So here it is. I'm here. Live in living color in the flesh, on top of the world, feeling great, outstanding, magnificent. So I hope that will, for those of you who are concerned about my health, but you know, there's something, though, Jeff, nobody never concerned about my wealth. You know, but
There you go.
but
It's
that's
all
good.
about your health.
Your health is your wealth.
Yes.
Yes, I just want to thank all of you for checking in on me.
And before you go, Mr. Rattigan, that is why we're asking, because the work that Mr. Rattigan is doing is something to really benefit we as a Jamaican setup, as Jamaicans. And that's why we're asking you, go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation. Go over there. That's OJLDF.org. Go over there and donate. If it's even $1, go there tonight and donate. Donate $1, $2, $5, $10. We truly need your assistance. I've never come on this program and beg you. I'm begging you now. We truly need your assistance. Go over to the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation and donate. We truly need your help to continue with this fight, to do some lawsuit, to find some ATI, to do what is to help our people, because our people truly need help. We can't have politicians continue dipping the people's cookie and nothing comes out of it. $1.4 billion has gone on the drain, sir. No, go over there and donate. All right, Mr. Rattigan, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. And Jeffrey mentioned something about lawsuit, and we received a text message last week from someone who questioned the funding of the lawsuit. And to be frank with you, it was a good question. I mean, person just asking, hey, you filed so many lawsuits, we haven't heard anything about some of them. So on this coming Saturday, what we plan to do is we plan to lay out, we have 3 lawsuits that we're financing. And actually one of them we haven't started financing yet. It's been, I've been financing it out of my pocket. And the first one, I started it. Be that as it may, this Saturday, we're gonna lay out the roadmap to success via lawsuit. So we're gonna talk about the lawsuits, when they started, where they are. We're gonna talk about the funding that we've received from you, where the funding has been. One of them, we have the funding, we have the money that you've donated, but we haven't provided anything to the attorney yet, and that is the Hugh Wildman. That's the case with Paul Buchanan versus the what's it? The Prime Minister. No, it wasn't. It's not against the Prime Minister. It's against it's against the authority, I think the constituted authority, where they denied him the right to appeal. They denied his appeal to look at the incidents, the events.
Is it Constitutional Court?
No. It's a constituted authority. And then they turned him down. And then he went to the Supreme Court and they turned him down. And then now what they're doing, they filed with the Supreme Court for leave to take it to the Court of Appeal. And that's why we haven't sent the money to them yet, because we're waiting for it to get to the court. Actually, in fact, and producer OT reminded me, we actually were collecting money for it to go to the, if necessary, to go to the Privy Council, because we think that's where it's probably going to end up. But again, the person who asked the question, good on your part, and that's what we need. We need people to hold us accountable, because we're talking about holding government accountable. So we want you to hold us accountable. So we thank you for your question. And if one person had that question, I can assure you that many more people had the same question in mind, but they didn't ask. And so what we're going to do is we're going to address that this Saturday. We're also going to address the funding that came in from Melissa. And there's funding we collected for a member who's in dire straits. That funding is supposed to be going to her, to that person this week. So we're gonna give you a blow-by-blow description. And of course, if anybody wants to, it's on the website, the tax filing. You can go and look at the tax filing for the last several years. Everything is right there. We have nothing to hide around here. But again, please hold us accountable. Ask the questions, because nobody's perfect. And sometimes, and here's the thing, we don't look at criticism as a negative thing, except when you start telling people about the mother and all of that stuff. But if you say, hey, listen, what happened to this? You know, what happened to that? We are obliged to provide you with answers. if we didn't. And if we did provide you with answers and you're asking questions, then we have to provide you with clarification. It's that simple. So please, we welcome all the questions that you have. Let me start out now by, and Jeffrey is no stranger to this, we have to big up the people. Elaine Turn now, big up yourself, Miss E. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the guidance. We love you. We love you like Sunday dinner. We want you to know that. All right? So, Elaine, big up yourself. Big up yourself. ACLB, blessings, blessings, blessings. Yeah, and you said brother Kevin. Kevin was on with us, but Kevin has a program tonight. But he was on with us because, as usual, my system just wouldn't work. Jeffrey was up and running, and we have to hold back Jeffrey because Jeffrey, I like one of them wild ass him, get to him. So, but it's good that we have Jeffrey, so Jeffrey could have started the thing for me because we were delayed because of a technical error. And of course, we called Kevin, and Kevin was right there to the rescue. Miss B, blessings, 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 blessings. Beverly, big up yourself, Beverly. Laura Williams, yes, glad to be back and to have you. Hey, have you in our company. Look at Jeffrey. We have Laps Coochie in the house. Big up yourself, Laps Coochie. Enough people ask about you. OT run past you, but that's okay. Artnell Muir, big up yourself, Artnell. See, hey, she bring him back. Let's Laps Coochie. Yes, my brother. Big up yourself. Long time. Big up yourself. Merinda Roddock. Good night. Yeah. Patel Cruikshank. Oh, Patel. Me feel shame. Patel. Oh, Patel. I got a phone call today. I'll talk to OT about it. I got a phone call this after about hour and a half ago. I got a phone call. We have some news. Big up yourself, Patel. Dorothy McCoy. Big up. Blessings. And by the way, let me say, for each and every one of you, we don't take you for granted because you have choices. You could be watching the game now. You could be eating your dinner. You could be taking care of your family. You could be doing any number of things. But guess what? You made a choice to be with us, and we certainly won't disappoint you. Thank you so much. All right, that's it, OT. Oh, Daniel Taylor. Big up. Manners and respect. Yeah, for me, I forget my sleep. Yeah, that's true. I won't tell you what me I do for sleep because it's not going to cost me out if I'm telling us. So we'll just leave that right there. So, Merlin Fed. Mystic show last night was a really nice show, man. Me enjoy it. Mystic no feel for deliver the product. And, after being away for about 3 weeks, it was nice to really get back into the chair and make a contribution to his show. I really love that show there, because him is a man where prepared. Him and his wife, them come prepared and melting pot. And of course, Sister Maria was on it last night. So it was a good event. Good event as usual. Carla Williams, good evening. Enough love, Carla. Big up yourself. Just for phone. Yes. Right back at you. Patricia Banton. Good night. Keep it going. Barbara, hey, Barbara, what go on? Big up yourself. Blessings. Just for fun. I didn't even get a notification. I went over the other page looking. See? I apologize for that, just for phone. But if you subscribe, you should get a notification, right, Jeffrey?
Yeah, because what they need to do, sometime YouTube do something that you don't get a notification. All you have to do is come out, unsubscribe, and subscribe again, and hit back the bell icon.
Okay.
And it give you a notification all over again. It's happened to me many times, even with my own channel.
Okay. Just for phone. Sorry about that, but you heard what Jeffrey just said, right?
So all I have to do is
Jeffrey, continue a second. I just have to take that call. Yeah.
Okay. What you have to do is just go out, hit unsubscribe, then subscribe and re-hit the bell icon, and it will assist you to come back in. It's just sometimes YouTube does that to you, but you can just do that, and you'll end up getting a notification. I don't know if you all were aware of some earthquake happening in Jamaica earlier on today, but everything is okay down there. As what Mr. Rattigan was saying, that the lawsuit that they're filing, it does need help. So if you all can say, I mean, like, you know, Mr. Boy Jeffrey said this already, but I can't say it enough. We truly need your help. So go over to the website, OJLDF.org. That's OLJDF.org. And go over there and assist. We truly need your help to, you know, file these lawsuits and everything. Sometimes these lawsuit money comes out of Mr. Rattigan's own pocket and he doesn't murmur about it. But we truly need your help now. So go over there. That's OJLDF.org. Go over there and donate as much as you can. We do appreciate it. Mr. Rattigan, over to you, sir.
Right. And just so you know, what we'd like for you to do when you make a donation is to indicate which one of the lawsuits that you're making a donation to. We have one that the first one is with you could say Minister Kamina Johnson Smith. That's the one with no standing. The second one is the one with Mr. Buchanan. That's the one with the election. You could just put election and we'll know which one. And the third one, if you put Gleaner, we'll know that we know which one it is. So it's Kamina Johnson Smith, election, Gleaner. Or you can put standing, election, Gleaner, so that we know exactly where the money is supposed to go. Because we don't want to get everything all mixed up, you know. We want to have a good accounting. We have good accountants looking at the thing, but the accountants are only as good as the information that they have to do the accounting with. And so if it's not indicated where it's going, then we kind of get confused. So if you just put standing, election, Gleaner, any one of those three, then that will help us to put the money where it's supposed to go.
Thank you, Elaine. $10, my last money. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if it's only look, and if we're not asking you to sacrifice because times are tough. And if all they can give us is a prayer, we're fine. If you can just say a prayer for us. And when I say a prayer for us, I mean you included. If you're in the diaspora, even if you're in Jamaica, if you're Jamaican, you as well. Just say a prayer for all of us, with yourself included, and we're fine with that. We're fine. If you can afford to only give $1, that's good. $100, fine. Whatever you can give, greatly appreciated. DRX Real One, yes, I mean that. One Ratty, see him so. Devon Fletcher. All right, Devon. Yeah. We won't disappoint. Damian Goss, bless up yourself. Bless up. Debbie, hey, Debbie, big up yourself, Debbie. Miss Jamaica people, see her there now. The original Miss Jamaica. That picture that Nadia Justice doing, Debbie. You need to change that picture. But beautiful in spirit, soul, in person. Beautiful person. Like all of you. Natalie Anderson, one teacher on the app. See him so that we say. Richard, big up yourself, Richard. Stacey Heath, good evening. Yes. Blessings. Welcome. Miss E, thank you very much. Beautiful picture. Thank you very much, Miss E. Respect given, respect gained. Thank you. Sadeline Gill, good evening, Sadeline. Don Morris. Hey, doing well, Don. Hope you are fine. Keep it going, OT. Big up yourself, Don. That's it. All right. No, people we can't keep up because there's so much information coming out of content-rich Jamaica. And I'm glad I said content-rich because there's a place called Content. I think it's in St. Elizabeth. My mother used to tell me about that place there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is so much coming out of Jamaica. If you just look at what's going on in Parliament, that could keep you busy for weeks. And when I say Parliament, I'm talking about Parliament and the committees, you know. Then you have things going on in the country itself. the extrajudicial killings. I got a call from a policeman, a retired policeman today, and it was frightening, the things that he told me. I mean, by now you have all heard about the multiple killings or the multiple deaths based on encounters with the police over the last day and a half. Terrible, 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 terrible. Then we had the national or nationwide blackout. People are still trying to figure out what happened there.
And not only that, Mr. Rattigan, yesterday they have it again.
Yeah, somebody, I wrote it down. Somebody called me and told me about they said that they had it yesterday. I think it's like 2 or 3 times they've had it. And up to now we can't get a good explanation from the government. Not to mention JPS, because JPS they have no idea what they're doing. And then one of my favorite subjects, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. As you know, we're involved with the Electoral Committee in a lawsuit right now. But that organization, and I know that some of the folks on the other side, they're watching and they're listening and they're taking notes. Let me be absolutely clear again. We fully support the mandate of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, the original mandate, which is help the people in the diaspora to prosper, and then you leverage that prosperity to help with Jamaica's national development. We support that. But we also support the registering of that organization, that unincorporated association, that movement. You can't have movement and have people vote for your movement, for leaders. Leaders are supposed to emerge from a movement. So that's kind of strange. So we support that. And we also support a relationship with the government, any Jamaican government. We're saying that the diaspora must have a relationship. But the relationship that we have now, that is not what we should have. And I am willing to work with the government of Jamaica. I'm willing to work with the diaspora to get things right so that we can actually go back and do the things that we're supposed to do, which is to help people in the diaspora as a priority and also help our people back home. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But first, before we do that, because last night I was looking for something when I was on Mystic, and I'm like a babe in the woods, because I asked Kevin, and in 2 seconds, Kevin found the document. I'm looking at it right now. And this document has to do with the Prime Minister's statutory declarations, plural. Not the one that's due, the 2025 one. But this is one we're talking about going all the way back to 1998. Before we do anything, let me put this up.
Global Jamaica Diaspora Coalition kicks off its second biennial Diaspora Conference online Sunday, June 14th to Thursday, June 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 to 9 p.m. Jamaica time. Join this impressive lineup of speakers as they discuss and provide solutions to crime, agriculture, health, economics, tourism, and beach rights access. All are invited and it's totally free. No airline tickets, no hotels, no peddling. Just one diaspora, one voice. That's the second biennial Diaspora Conference, June 14th to 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica time. Join us on YouTube channel Reason with Rattigan. One diaspora, one voice, one Jamaica. Sponsored by our people, for the people.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to play that message several times. And Jeffrey, I want you to play it like every hour on the hour when you have your program, brother.
Yes, I will.
It. And I'm going to reach out to Mystic and several other people and tell them must play it. Because starting this Sunday, you are going to get an education that you will never get by going to the conference in Jamaica. You won't get that. This conference, you can join us at your leisure and at your pleasure in the safety and comfort of your own home. Doesn't cost you anything. The only commitment is a few hours a night. You are going to learn so much from what we have to present that we are supremely confident that you will join us every night. If you tune in on Sunday, you're going to tune in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because we have a fantastic lineup to discuss some really, really, really vexing issues. On Sunday, I can tell you right now, we're going to start out with foreign affairs and the diaspora. We're going to explain to you what this global Jamaica diaspora is all about, what it should be, what it is, and what we hope that it will be. We're going to give you the history of it, and we're going to bring you current. Then we're also going to spend some time talking about Jamaica's foreign policy, what it has been for the last 10 years or so. We're going to talk to you about that. And then so that's Sunday night. You have to tune in Sunday night. We hope to have someone from the opposition. You know, people in the government, they won't come. And you know what? I understand, because they're having the conference in the daytime. So if they say they can't come, that's one thing. If they say they won't come, that's another thing. But at the end of the day, they won't be here, because they're busy doing their own thing. So we're going to be busy doing our own thing. So we hope to get someone from the opposition to help us with the discussion concerning foreign affairs. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. So you'll see, I think that's a fitting way to start the conference, to tell you what is it that we're really going to be talking about. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
I sorry to interrupt, Mr. Rattigan, but I have to say this to you. An item of news coming in from INDECOM, the Independent Commission of Investigation. No body-worn cameras used in 5 fatal police shooting. That at least 11 people dead in 24 hours.
Remember I told you it was 7 and 4.
Yeah.
Remember I told you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No body-worn cameras was used.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 Jamaicans die in 24 hours.
And now you don't have any video evidence as to what happened. You know what's gonna come out of that. Just for phone says, if it's here Jamaica, really I go. No, hey, just for phone. Actually, when we made that video there, I asked the same question, why we don't put another airline? But them said no, because what's the airline they have now? The one that fly to Trinidad.
Caribbean airline?
Yeah, they said no, they didn't want to put that, you know. So they said no, we just want Jamaica, just leave the old Air Jamaica on it. So that's
and who knows, they may find some money to get back Air Jamaica. They find money to build Vernon Field.
Well, yeah. They have money right now. We know they have money. We just don't know what they're gonna how they're gonna spend it. So let me play it one more time. You know, repetition is key in terms of having people remember things.
Global Jamaica Diaspora Coalition kicks off its second biennial Diaspora Conference online Sunday, June 14th to Thursday, June 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 to 9 p.m. Jamaica time. Join this impressive lineup of speakers as they discuss and provide solutions to crime, agriculture, health, economics, tourism, and beach rights access. All are invited and it's totally free. No airline tickets, no hotels, no peddling. Just one diaspora, one voice. That's the second biennial Diaspora Conference, June 14th to 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica time. Join us on YouTube channel Reason with Rattigan. One diaspora, one voice, one Jamaica. Sponsored by our people, for the people.
Yes, indeed. So people, make it a date and don't be late. And remember, starts at 7 o'clock New York time, 6 o'clock Jamaica time. Church over them time, they know. No, secondly, no, eating a dinner, so they can, you know, they have nothing pound of mind, and they can just sit back and just listen to a really, really engaging discussion about the issues affecting Jamaicans in the diaspora and in Jamaica, because you will not get that at the conference. If you go and you look at the conference, if you look at the things that they have planned for the conference, it's all about financing and networking. Most of us That's not for us. Most of us, it's not for us. And you're fooling yourself if you think that you're going there and you're going to get anything of benefit. You might get a photograph with a minister, but that can put food on your table. That will not put food on your table. So don't waste your time going to that conference. Spend your time watching and listening to us every night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Jamaica time, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. New York time. And I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic. The issues are, not only are we going to discuss the issues so that you can clearly understand, every facet of it, but we're also going to provide you with solutions. We're also going to provide, we know the government will be watching because remember, for them won't finish and we know them going to tune in. They're going to tune in to hear what, they're going to tune in to find out what is it that we're talking about. And we're going to, and because we know they're going to tune in, we're also going to provide them with solutions. We're not hiding anything. We're going to provide them with solutions so that you, the people, know that not only are we just discussing issues, we're discussing solutions. And then you will ask, why is it that the government is not doing all of these things, or at least trying some of these things? Why is it that they're not trying? So there you go. All right. Well, we want to start with OT. Start with whoever you want to start with now, because you know it go. OT, before you do that, let me just say this. Last night on Mystic's show, right? He was discussing the Prime Minister's statutory declaration along with opposition leader Mark Goldings. And the JLP youth organization, they criticized the opposition leader because when they asked him about his statutory declaration, it was gazetted late. And he made a statement to the effect that the commission had some employment challenges. And it's true, because they were moving people. If you remember, they were moving people. People were getting off the board or of the commission. And there was a fair amount of chaos over there as to who was going to replace whom and when things were going to. So there were delays, and that's kind of understandable. And he took pains to explain this to them. And then they criticized him. I said, that's not good. And what I said last night was, Mark Golding is a brilliant lawyer. He's a bright man with a future. He's a young man, future ahead of him, and he's rounding out himself to be, a really effective leader. And
he's a Jamaican.
He's a Jamaican. And so the people around him, they need to, I don't know who's giving him advice, but my piece of advice to him is that ignore ignorance. You submit your statutory declaration in a timely fashion. Once you submit that, you have nothing further to say to people, because it's with the commission. So when they ask and this and that, you should even take the time out to dignify the question by telling them, well, it's over there, but they're having employment issues. And this is reported in the news that he said this. If he didn't, then I stand corrected. But if he did, he shouldn't have. He should have simply said, I submitted my statutory declaration in a timely fashion. It's now up to the Integrity Commission. Next question. And move on. Now give them no explanation. And look, them have to eat humble pie, because what happened? A day or two after the Integrity Commission, come out and publish it and gazetted the thing and say, yeah. And in fact, he earned less money last year than the year before. So there's nothing really to talk about. But
have they seen the Prime Minister's owners yet?
No, they haven't seen it. So opposition leader Mark Golding, just a piece of advice from me. You can take it or leave it. It's just my humble advice. If a question should not be dignified, don't dignify it. Don't dignify it. If a question should not be dignified, don't dignify it. They ask about your statutory declaration. I submitted it in a timely fashion. Next question. That's it. Hey, sis, yeah? Big up yourself, sis.
Big up yourself, my brothers. Well, galang. Oh no patois around here. What is galanging?
No, stand in order, please, madam. Stand in order, please.
Member? No patois.
Member.
The standing
What?
order. All this must be conducted in English. I don't speak any other language.
I stand corrected. Members and people in the chat, what is a galang?
Look, we to come start this program today. So big up yourself, Nikisha Birchell. Big up yourself.
I know.
You know, on Saturday, sis, I played a video. It's a video that came out of, I forgot which African country, but they're watching the program, and they're watching.
I think it's Ghana.
Ghana, and they're watching.
Ghana or Kenya.
Yeah, yes. What's going on in Jamaica, because they did a video and they were basically criticizing the speaker, saying how could this happen? Because in Ghana, in other places, they say, yeah, you have English, but people are allowed to speak the local language in Parliament because most people understand it. So
because you look at the South African Parliament, they speak and you have different tribes in South Africa, and they all get up and speak. They speak English, but they all get up and speak the way they want to. Especially when they want to cuss out somebody, they do that.
Yeah, and guess what? And I can tell you that a lot of people, especially some of the white people in the South African Parliament, they don't understand some of the local languages. They don't. But people are allowed to say their piece in the local language. And here in Jamaica, everybody understand patois. Everybody. And then you're going to say, no, we can't talk about it.
But Rattigan, go ahead.
Irish brothers and sisters, hold on, Marie. Our Irish brothers and sisters in Ireland understand our patois.
That's what I heard.
Yes. Yeah. But here's the hypocrisy of it. It was just less than a few years ago, less than 2 years ago. I remember Juliet Cuthbert got up and called Massa Mark. Nigel Clark called him Massa Mark. Edward Warmington told him to go back to England. And they made a big hullabaloo about him not being born in Jamaica, though he was born in Jamaica. Matthew Samuda was not born in Jamaica, and they made no stink about that. And that's the level of their hypocrisy and the depth of their depravity. That they cannot be. They're not grounded in anything that is morally, no moral foundation upon which they stand. But yet they say these things, and here she is lambasting, coming out against the culture spokesperson. It's culture, and patois is our culture, right? And she came out of work against her so vociferous. And remember, before that, she chastised Angela Brown Burke for using the word dege. So our people have a lot to learn, and this parliament is a joke. I was listening to you earlier, you said talk about how Jamaica is content rich, and you talk about an area in St. Elizabeth known as content, but I think there's also somewhere in St. Thomas known as content gap.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yeah,
Jamaica has no content gap. It is just fully content rich. Given all the stories today, you hear about the $10.50 and $12.50 going on diesel. You know what that is going to mean for the people? I mean, it's too much. And the thing is, I don't want to hear anybody get up and talk about, oh, the opposition need to go to protest. No, you need to get up off your ass and go protest. Indeed. All of you who sold your votes for $5,000 and 2-piece KFC, get up on off on the ass and go protest.
Stop it right there, so. Look on this. This is not Jamaica, but look on this and tell me if this not resemble Jamaica. Look on this.
A few days ago, we showed you how the ANC was buying votes at the very low price of 1 loaf of bread per vote. Some EFF members rightly identified this as an insult to ANC supporters. However, they do not seem to realize that they too are selling their vote at a very low price.
I'm a fighter trust, man. Hey, join an EFF, sidla kamnandi ku-EFF madoda. One vote, one KFC. Hayi one vote, one loaf. Nekeleni nombuso wama-ANC we-corruption. One vote, one KFC. Join EFF.
Why are people like this? Why are people willing to be used for KFC? Someone is going to say it's because of poverty and hunger, but I beg to differ. For generations, there have been people in dire poverty who were not willing to sell out. They would rather go to bed with empty stomachs, to their graves with nothing to their name, than to allow themselves to be used or bought. This is happening because bit by bit, the people of our nation have abandoned honor and dignity. Many have prioritized fun and games, the soft life. They like silly, loud, unproductive gatherings that always create chaos of some kind. They go all out to dress provocatively in order to dance in unison while drunk, or dancing in unison as a mob in support of depraved, corrupt, and uncivilized leaders and causes. This is their style. Chanting, shouting accusations and lies, drawing attention to themselves. That is a life that many have chosen in our nation. Listen to Prince Mashele here.
And the South African political landscape responds better to noise than substance, unfortunately. That's why the EFF is growing faster than this rational. I mean, think of it. There was a party called Agang South Africa led by Mampele Rampel, right? Mampele Rampel, with a record of leading the World Bank, UCT, and so on, she could not attract voters to her cause. Why? Because she was not a noisy politician, very rational, wants order, and so on. So my worry about this new political party is that they are not appealing. When it comes, they're not appealing to the kind of voters who vote for the EFF. And remember, the voters who vote for the EFF, that pool is actually bigger than the rational middle class voters.
Responding better to noise than to substance. Are you not insulted when you realize that he's actually talking about you, the typical EFF, MKP, and ANC supporters? Are you not embarrassed to be a person that picks what is popular over what is beneficial? How long are these politics going to work in South Africa? I mean, the fact that the ANC, MKP, and EFF combo got 64% of the votes in the 2024 elections is proof that these politics have been working. Look at the results of that type of voting. The politics of no facts, just screaming insults. The politics of screaming so-and-so is racist, singing Tubulipunu, shoot the Boer. Those are the politics at work. And to show that the leader of the party supports these types of politics, just listen to how Julius has raised his own son.
Down with Africans, down! Down with this name, down! Down with de Klerk, down! Down with this racist magistrate, down! Amanda! Away, two! Thank you very much.
Are you not ashamed when you realize that there is no room for thinking in most of the politics that we are discussing as a country? Are you not concerned that many of us basically do not use our brains, but simply go with the he is black, therefore we vote for him, she is white, therefore she is racist type of flow? It's no wonder then that all that the politicians have to do is to say, bring your entire family, we will transport you, we will transport your children. We will take you to the venue and bring you back to your homes. We will even buy you some KFC and give you 100 Rand. All you have to do is just show up and act like you're a big supporter. Protest in support of our leaders, regardless of what our leaders have or have not done. Please listen to what former EFF leader had to say about the EFF's actions.
I think it's childish to play with guns, whether it's real or toy guns. If it's a toy gun, it's even worse. Yeah. I think it's childish. So I was there. I think the issue is sub judice. I don't know whether it's a toy gun or a real gun. I didn't touch it and everything else there. But I think general to play with guns is childish.
So you see,
and if it's a toy gun, it's even much more childish.
So you saw something wrong with it.
I don't associate with that. It's not my culture. It's not my style.
But are you not advising him to be like, don't look at that, comrade?
People can do whatever they want to do. There's a lot of less than desirable things which many people that we work with do, and we just observe.
So did you mention this though? Like, because he was your guy. Did you say, hey, my man, I don't think that move was the smartest, bro?
Like, I'll tell you something that since 2018, if you were to calculate the amount of money that has been spent on lawyers and busing supporters to go and say hands off CIC, it's possibly about 50 million rand because of childish behavior. I don't associate with that. And I generally, even when I was in the EFF, because I attended some of the court cases, I was like, why should we leave the work of going to interact with branches on the ground and come and sit there in those hard benches for the whole day?
Now, knowing that these people lie with straight faces, the amounts used to bus people and feed them may be a lie, but it could also be true. Mind you, do you notice how it's only after he has left the EFF that he now realizes that a lot of the money was being wasted? Or maybe he was just too scared of the EFF dictator to stop the busing of people. Anyway, the main point is we have seen how new t-shirts have been printed, how many people have been bussed, how they've been fed, and some even flown to the Eastern Cape to support their CIC. I doubt that it's been cheap, but it's a price that they are willing to pay as they play a game that is meant to intimidate the nation into believing that the so-called leader is loved and supported. Floyd Shibambu probably does not have as much money to do the same, hence his own political ambitions are not doing so well.
Hello.
there is no real support for the man. Actually, there shouldn't be any support for him when we consider things like the VBS scandal. There shouldn't be support for the EFF either when we consider that the school that was promised in order to educate the black smart children from poor backgrounds has not been built, even though it has been years since the promise. We can bus and fly people to go and doi for the EFF dictator, but we can't pay to build the school that we promised. We can buy t-shirts and KFC for the people to doi, but we can't build the school that we promised. All of this says a lot about the caliber of South African voters. People who are willing to forget about the promise of quality education for their children in exchange for a t-shirt and KFC. People who forget that the party leader is prioritizing foreigners over them as soon as they put a DJ and performers in front of them to make them dance. The South African politicians have understood you. They know you. They know that where there is food, alcohol, music, and dancing, it's over. You will be there. You will chant their slogans. You will sing their praises. What a sad case. Anyway, that's it for today. We need to rise above a state where free things are our biggest weaknesses as voters. So please share this video with other voters. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlaro. This is Citizen Concerned. And until next time, beware of the comrades.
Could have easily been Jamaica.
Wow. No. Yeah. But as a matter of fact, the only thing that is missing is the narration. It is Jamaica. Because remember now, out in St. Thomas, where the former member of parliament, Michelle Charles, he had the people fighting over KFC. And
not to mention bun and cheese too.
Yes, but hold on, they spend the money to print the boxes, to put their faces on the boxes, to put the bun in that box and give the people to say that they are doing. They spun like I think it was Nikisha when she was making her presentation talked about getting presentations, well-packaged presentation in fancy bags. And that's taxpayers' money while the people are suffering. So it is the Jamaican story. It is the Jamaican story. And it doesn't have to be, but it's a choice that the people make. And the truth is, Rattigan and Jeffrey, poverty is not an excuse, poverty. Because when people are in worse conditions than they are in now, this did not happen because they stood on principle. What are these people standing on right now? And the politicians know it. The politicians know it. And that is why they can give them a loaf of bread and KFC, let them fight over it, because they know they're going to vote for them. So they don't have to do anything for them that is tangible. They don't have to fix any school. Like she said, where is the school you promised to build? But you play the music, you give them alcohol, you set them up you give them something to eat, and they're good to go. The same thing in the Jamaican space. And you give them $5,000, 2-piece KFC, rum and boom, and they're fine. Let them take sick.
You know what's missing though? When I watch, because this lady is my newest best friend. And actually we're trying to get her on the program. But she's doing this in South Africa as a journalist. And I mean, she's very, very critical of the things that the government is doing. And when I say government, I'm not just talking about the ANC. She's talking about like the top 4 or 5 parties, right? The ones who are in charge of spending money. And she's doing it. And I'm telling you, in South Africa, it's dicey, that kind of situation when you come out against government like that. And she's there doing it every week. She's there. I just wish we had some more journalists. I wish we had journalists like her who could come out and speak openly to the public and expose the government for what it is. But we just don't see it. And when I speak to some of my journalist friends in Jamaica, they say, listen, we're fearful. But like she said, there are people who didn't have anything, who went to bed hungry because they saw the greater good. And they said, no, I'm not vote for this. We wish we had more journalists who say, hey, I understand the greater good. And so I'm going to go out and I'm going to gonna do the things that I'm gonna do the things journalistically that I'm supposed to do, which is to inform the public about what's going on.
Yep.
And not sugarcoat it. But so it go. Here is something. Here is two things I want to show. One is there's just, and I started playing it on Saturday, but I didn't finish it. Let me just play it right now and finish it up. Here we go.
Chairman, forgive me. I did not get the lady name or her position.
Which lady?
The lady that came the day that Mr. Chai Chong was here.
I think she was Catherine Park. Is in the, yeah, she was a board member. Where is it? Yeah. Catherine Parkthwaite, she was a board member of the University Hospital during the period.
I remember clearly that an invitation was extended to Mr. Chai Chong to be present at the meeting, but I did not see one for her.
That is correct, but when she came, he indicated that as a member of the board at the time, and she would have knowledge that she felt would be beneficial to the committee, and there was no objection from the committee to her being here.
But no, Mr. Chairman, I don't think that is a right way of the actions of PAC. I mean, an invitation should have been extended to her, and she coming here on that day and to take part in the meeting was, in my mind, my opinion, is wrong.
All right, I'm going to ask the clerk because she has the longest institutional knowledge here.
Or I should ask the legal team. Right, Mr. Bunting?
The standard practice when we're inviting the permanent secretaries, the FS, or any person to come before the PAC is to also invite them to take along persons who might assist them in the deliberations. So that is the standard.
No, madam.
That is the standard.
The standard if the person is employed to the ministry and has a specific duty. So, for example, the permanent secretary is coming here, he will take along the CFO. But don't tell me here. I don't want you to sit there this morning, madam, and tell me that you are telling me that the board chairman, the former board chairman, felt it necessary to bring somebody here to come and partake in a presentation without the knowledge of us. You don't come here unless we invite you here.
Well, we merely followed the standard procedure.
That is not in that case, madam. In that case, it is incorrect, wrong.
Member Bunting?
I'm really trying to understand the mischief that Member Clark is trying to correct.
It's created by the chairman.
If the
created by
purpose,
what? No, created by what?
The purpose.
Created how?
Because you allowed her to come into the meeting and to take part, Mr. Chairman.
And?
It is wrong.
Yeah?
It is wrong.
Well, I don't agree with you. Yeah, I don't agree with you because as a member of the board, a member of the former board.
The president is set and we can take any and everybody off the street.
But she's not
why
any and
should this
anybody.
committee not
She
hear
is a former board member of the institution.
Have information that can assist the committee.
Only
Only those who want to muzzle the truth. Only those who want to suppress the truth, Mr. Chairman, would have an interest in preventing a duly appointed board member from coming to this committee and providing them the benefit of what was taking place at that time. So it's only those who want to suppress the truth and protect the shenanigans that was going on at that time that would want to prevent a board member who had first-hand knowledge of what was taking place from giving from giving witness to this committee. Mr. Clark comes here and he comes to the PAC and does the same thing. His objective is to disrupt the meeting, to try and intimidate the staff, and he must stop it. You must stop it, man. You must stop it.
We're following the rules.
He is trying.
And we're following the rules.
He is trying to prevent the committee from performing its oversight function. And he does the same thing at the PAC. He has no contribution other than that, or more important contribution than that. That's why he's sent here. That is what I know.
Member Cousins, listen, I will tell you now, before you speak, I will make no apology for someone, for someone who is a former member of the board. This is not somebody you take up off the street who has nothing to do with the work of the committee, right?
Chairman.
And she had a contribution she made, and she added, and she made the contribution. Member Cousins.
Chairman.
Member Cousins.
I don't know why we are shouting and behaving like this.
Yeah, but ask Member Clark.
No, that's
why when him come here and say, him pray before him come here.
Chairman, that's allow me to.
Yeah.
Chairman.
You don't worry about that.
Member Clark. Let's listen. Chairman.
Member Cousins, go ahead.
What is the mischief?
None.
That is being complained about as it relates to the member. No. There is a thing, Chairman, there is such a thing known as acquiescence. We all sat here, she was present. All of us asked her questions. Now that she is not present, there's an issue with her being present at the time. Hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy, Chairman. And we all acquiesced. We are a committee. We sit as a team. If a member had an objection at the time,
you should have raised it.
The objection should have been raised then. We all acquiesced. The majority of us who asked questions and she responded, acquiesced to her being present. So to come now and say after she's in her absence that you, the chairman, and the clerk were at fault is quite erroneous. And
is erroneous, is unfortunate,
it's very unfortunate, and the member should not be raising and casting allegations like that. And I'm very disappointed because, you know, if the lady was present and these arguments were raised, I would have no problem with it because she could defend herself.
Accept that you were wrong, Mr. Chairman.
Member
I will accept no such thing. No such thing. And certainly not coming from you.
It's out of order.
I will accept no such thing.
I'm telling you.
No such thing. If you had an objection, you should have raised it when the lady was here. You raised no objection. And now you're coming here 2 weeks later and making an issue. Nonsense. Nonsense.
And was supposed to be given.
Mr. Chairman, with all that has been said, I'm wondering though, for going forward, with us going forward in any meeting, because I think this happened, I would say this happened twice, where another member was apparently invited to the PAC without our knowledge.
Let me just correct you on that.
No, let me just finish.
You on that.
Was invited
because
without,
he was
without
not invited.
our knowledge.
He was not invited to the
okay,
PAC.
so he showed up.
Showed up, yes.
A member showed up in the PAC and you were giving him, you're allowing him to ask questions in the PAC without our knowledge. And of course, we would have had to agree according to the standing order. And I think you are aware of that. Or maybe you weren't.
No, let me
you were
just,
not aware.
Let me just say it.
So, no. Can I just finish? When I'm finished, though. So I'm saying, with that incident happening, and again, as Member Clark mentioned, that someone else came to the meeting and was not, an invitation was not sent. I'm saying for us to, going forward, for any meeting, to make sure that if someone ends up in our meeting that was not invited, that we are then asked the question if it's permitted, it will be permitted for them to stay or to participate in the meeting.
All right, let me deal with the first matter you raised. First of all, the member was not invited, the member came. When I saw him, I sought advice as to what the practice has been if a member of parliament who is not a member of a committee comes to a committee. What I was told at the time, the practice has been that the member can ask a question, but the member cannot vote or make any decision. I'm just telling you what I was told as the practice, right? What I was told as the practice, that the member could ask a question but could not participate in making any decision or voting on any resolution. Because I saw the member walk in, and so I sought advice on it before, right? And I was told that was the practice in the past, right? Subsequent to that, what has been said, if a member who is not a member of a committee wants to participate, then they would need to seek the permission of the committee. And as such, the member stood down, right? But I want to make it clear, he was not invited. He came on his own volition, and the initial advice I got that a member could ask a question, which is why I gave him the mic at the time. After that, he wasn't allowed, and he yielded. But I don't think that is the same thing. We are comparing apples with apples in the case of the former chairman of the board. It's not the same thing at all. And the committee has the right, if we feel an individual can assist the committee in getting to find out or unearth issues, we have the right to allow the person to be here. And no objection was raised when the lady was here. None. But I find it surprising 3 weeks later that you're making an issue about this now. Okay. All right. Can I have a motion for the adjournment? Member Cousins, secondly. Thank you very much.
You know that I'll tell you something. I believe between the speaker and the deputy speaker, there are two disgraceful persons that shouldn't be in the parliament. Because every PSC, every meeting they go to, finance committee meeting or PSC meeting, that's how they operate. Especially the one that call Clark, Hero Clark, whatever Clark they want to call him. He's a disgrace to the parliament. And he believes he knows it all. And I like how Member Bunting stand his ground along with Chairman Robinson. These people should not be in the parliament, and these are the people that we have governing this country. We have a criminal sitting in the parliament who's married to Dalrymple Philibert. And we have these two clowns, Curly Larry and Mo. Curly and Larry. And Mo is the prime minister. I mean, come on, man. That should not be in the parliament. It's a disgrace.
Sis?
Yeah, but when morally bankrupt Juliet Cuthbert should shut the F up, seriously. Because when she's talking about, she should really be quiet. Because every time I hear Leroy Clark speak, you want to strangle him. You understand me? Because he has nothing tangible contributing to his constituency or to the parliament. And when Leroy Clark is sitting in that parliament, the kind of people that voted for him. Dibby, tiki, love jump up and music, no substance to them. I don't care who they are, it's a fact. Because if they were voting on substance, if they were voting on policies, there's no way they could have voted for Leroy Clark to sit in the parliament. What has Leroy Clark done in his constituency right now that is tangible? That anybody in his constituency can point to and say, something, I am glad we have we have a member of parliament like you or Clark. What can they point to? Absolutely nothing. All he goes to the parliament and these committees to do, and he sits in the parliament, is make noise and be disruptive. Himself and Xavier Main. And as for Xavier Main, no credibility whatsoever. But you know what it is? They are taking their lead from the Prime Minister. Andrew Holness has set up all of this because Andrew Holness is mired in so much corruption. His name is tainted. And when history is finished writing his chapter in the Jamaican political space, it's going to have an asterisk beside it because he's going to be the youngest, most corrupt Prime Minister the country has ever seen. He's not going to have anything tangible to his name that benefited the people the way people talk about Michael Manley. And when they talk about education and free healthcare and NHT that provided housing for working class people, they will never be able to say that about Andrew Holness. It's going to have an asterisk beside his name. And all the persons within his party, within his cabinet, who stood silently while he ran amok with his corrupt behavior, are also going to be held accountable. History is not going to vindicate them. It's not. And the people who voted for them, knowing how corrupt they were, are just as bad, if not more evil than they are. So a lot of them, I only feel it for the persons who wanted better, to try another way and didn't get it. They have to sit and deal with this because the good now have to suffer with the bad. But the persons who voted for them, knowing that all they're doing, before the election, Andrew Holness was penitent. They were all penitent. I'm your humble servant. I heard it. I'm your humble servant. I'm here to serve you. What has happened since then? How many of our young people have been murdered, thrown in the streets, and their remains handled, their bodies handled like they were roadkill? And it's going on just the same.
I know something to Marie. All of them love to use a part in Jeremiah that says, "For I know the plan I have for you, plan to prosper you and not harm you." I know people, yay, yay. And I'm like, are we really that deaf and dumb? Deaf and
Yes.
deaf and dumb?
Yes.
That we're gonna
You
say
know
yes,
why,
yes.
Jeffrey?
Go ahead.
Yes. 30,000 students sat the external exams. Of the 30,000, 6,000 passed. We don't know what the 6,000, what grades they passed at, okay? But 6,000 of the 30,000. What does that tell you about the education system? The universities and the colleges cannot fill out their spaces because the students are not qualifying for tertiary education. What does it tell you about Minister Dana Morris-Dixon? What does it tell you about Andrew Holness and his entire administration? Andrew has not built one school in 10 years. So don't be surprised that the people will sell their votes for $5,000 and a 2-piece KFC because they have no investment in education. They don't believe in education. They believe in education for themselves and their children, but not for the people who run us and vote for them. And as a matter of fact, a lot of the persons who are educated now and running amok in the private sector and carrying on the most way got their free education and their free start under the Michael Manley administration. Okay? That's where they got the education from. And now they're coming to this space and they're taking it away from the people. So the masses are starved of education. And love jump up on nice. And this is why we have Hero Clark in the parliament.
You know something to Maria, and people don't vex with me now. But if people understand my sarcasm or what they call it, Andrew Holness is one of the greatest prime ministers this country have ever seen. Hold on, Marie. One of the greatest prime ministers this country have ever seen. And one of the most corrupt prime ministers this country have ever seen. Read between the lines where I said that. Andrew Holness is one of the greatest prime minister this country have ever seen. One of the most corrupt prime ministers since independent Jamaica. Yep. Read between the lines where I say it.
Yeah, because but Rattigan and Jeffrey, 5% of Jamaica's GDP is lost to corruption. 5%. That's a huge percentage. It's billions of dollars on an annual basis. And he has ring-fenced corruption around him, where he has concentrated his everything, every agency, everything in his office. So he can always have his finger on the scale. Okay? And if the people, and I don't want the people coming up with the opposition. Oh, they were telling you, they told you that they're going to steal it. They told you. You chose not to believe them. You were told. So don't sit down and pretend like you didn't hear.
You know something to Marie and Mr. Rattigan? You know what I don't understand with the Jamaican people? And I keep on using example of the country up north. And I can use the example of other countries. The people of other countries don't wait until opposition to come out. They stand up.
No. Yeah, because they're the ones affected.
I don't understand the Jamaican people. If the PNP don't move, you're not going to move? Huh? It's time for us to stand up and say enough is enough. Don't wait in the People's National Party to lead it. You lead it yourself. And I keep on using an example. I have nothing against Mr. Cartel. Because I was the one who begged for him to come out too. But when Vive Cartel was going to come out, did anybody lead in a protest downtown Kingston?
Exactly.
Did anybody lead in a protest when he was going to prison? This free world boss? We're sick as hell in this country, man.
Let me just say that going back to Julian Robinson and the PAC, a few weeks ago, when the lady, MP Fitzjackson, showed up at the meeting, and Julian Robinson, as the chairman, wanted to give him the right to ask a question, and Leroy Clark and Juliet Cuthbert Flynn essentially attacked Julian Robinson, and Julian Robinson attacked him verbally and saying that it wasn't permissible. And he reached out to the clerk, and the clerk said, yes, it's convention, it's customary for them to do that. And them said, no, you have to get our permission. And Julian Robinson backed down. He backed down. Now, Julian, if you're watching this program, or if anybody who knows Julian and you're watching this program, let me show you something. We're going to skip this. This one says the Speaker in the House and the Chairman in Committee shall have power to regulate the conduct of business in all matters not provided for in these standing orders. That's talking about the Speaker chairing and chairing other committees. But let me show you something. Let me go to section 32. And by the way, students, the exam is this Saturday, and some of these things will be on the exam. So pay close attention, all right? What we're going to? 32. All right, 32. Look at this. 32. It says, a member desiring to speak shall rise in his place, and if called upon, shall address his observations to the Speaker or Chairman. No member shall speak unless called upon by the Speaker or Chairman. That's when they have a debate, right? So now let's go to 41. So we're all right. This again is during a debate, that you can't interrupt anyone during a debate. But remember now, where Julian Robinson is, it's a standing committee. So we're getting there. So we go to 80. Okay, here we are. Here we are. 41. It says, the Speaker in the House and the Chairman in any committee. Now we're getting specific. Any committee, standing committee included. It said, shall be responsible for the observance of the rules of order in the House and committee respectively, and their decision. Let me big it up so we all can see. See there? And their decision upon any point, it's easier if we just rub out this, rub out them, yeah? So we can see what I'm talking about. All right, we start over now. See it here. See it say? Any committee right here. Chairman, that's what we're talking about with Julian, shall be responsible. He, Julian Robinson, responsible for the observance of the rules of rules of order in the House and the committee, respectively. And look at this. And their decision upon any point of order shall not be open to appeal, meaning that you can't challenge it, and shall not be reviewed by the House except upon what? A substantive motion. You have to file a substantive motion made after notice. That means it comes after. Now, Julian had the absolute right to tell MPs Cuthbert, Flynn, and Clark to sit the hell down and shut up or leave. He had the right to do that. Now, I know people say, well, he's a genteel fellow and it's unbecoming of him. But you have to fight fire with fire. You can't let these people come in and just take over the thing. There's a reason why you're the chairman. There's a reason. And when you what she just said a while ago, she said, well, the person came in and you were supposed to get permission from us before you could have the person speak. Where does it say that in the standing orders? Where? He should have asked her. He should have said, okay, tell me the rule in the standing orders then, since that is what you're saying. Tell me the rules. All Julian had to do is say, okay, since it's not in the standing orders, here's what we do. And students, you know what we got to, right? We got to what? Rule 88. Here it is right here. In any matter not provided hearing or hearing provided for, resort, meaning that if the standing orders, if it's silent on a procedural matter, what do? You all know this. You go to England and see what they do. And in England, guess what they do? I looked it up. The chairman of a committee has the right to bring in anybody he want and make anybody speak. The only thing that the chairman cannot do is have somebody who's not a member of the committee form part of a quorum, vote, or take any decision making in that committee. You can't do any of that. But you can come in and pose a question. You can. And I'm surprised that Julian still sit down there and make them and telling them nonsense. Yeah. And Julian is supposed to be a bright person. I've met the man. And for him, all Julian have to say is 2 questions. Show me where it's written in the standing orders. And if it's not written in the standing orders, then we go to Rule 88 and see what they're doing in England. It's that simple. So, and I don't know that to be a practice either, that they come and they say, well, you have to have people, you have to have the committee agree to have a person. The clerk said no. The clerk said the practice is that the chairman can bring in whoever he want to bring in and have them talk. It's just that the person who's not a member of the committee cannot form a quorum. Cannot, because you need a quorum in order to have a meeting. And that person can't, so if they short a person, they can't say, okay, bring in a person and then form the quorum and we have the meeting. No, can't do that. And you can't vote, and you can't you can't participate in any decision making. But you can have people come in and speak. It's open to the public. This is crazy, man. We need to stop this nonsense now. We're not reading. We're just not reading. And then with Mr. Clark, him come now and I disrupt the meeting. And the chairman now I get into a tit for tat with him. No tit for tat with him. The rule says if somebody is disruptive, you can ask them to leave. Ask them to leave, because you know, and he said it, that all this guy does is come here and he's disruptive. All of the meetings he comes and he's disruptive. So you have more than enough evidence to say the next time he does it, I'm going to ask him to leave, because there's a pattern and there's a practice of him doing it. Yes, Jeffrey.
All you got to say, member. I named you. Member Clark, I named you. Marshall, member Clark, I named you.
Yeah, and she did it all wrong. The Speaker of the House did it all wrong. She did it backwards, you know. But I'm telling you.
Forget, outside.
I talk to your dog. But I'm getting so frustrated with the committees led by the opposition party. I'm getting so frustrated. It's almost as if they're timid. I saw what Leroy Clark and MP Juliet Holness did to him in a PAAC meeting, to Mr. Bunting. She spoke to him like she was talking to her child. She said, listen, she called him bias during the meeting. She called him out and she said, when this meeting over, I want to talk to you. Because you're not acting proper. I want to school you. And him sit down there and take this. No, man, it's painful to watch because they have a book called The Standing Orders that is supposedly the Bible of the Parliament. It governs your day-to-day activities in that body. And where it is silent, you can look to tradition. What have we traditionally done? And you can look to England and say, what have they done? What are they doing? And if it doesn't violate something that we're doing here, then we can implement it. It is frustrating like hell to watch this.
Yeah. But Rattigan, go back to Hero's outburst, which had to do with the lady 3 weeks after the fact. But look at the context in which she appeared. It was a former board chair who was summoned to the meeting, the committee, to discuss issues of accountability at UHWI and why the board was dissolved by the minister who meddled in the affairs of the board, right? And she would, in her position then, have pertinent information as it related to when they were the board. They were operating as the board. So for her not attending would be an indictment on Mr. Chai Chong, because he knew that she was part and parcel of that board, and what he did not remember, she would be there to support him with, or disagree. You understand me? So she was there in a supportive role, being a former member of the very board that Mr. Chai Chong was responsible for. So why should she not be there? It means, therefore, that he has no interest in accountability.
Well, let me tell you something. Zalita is saying, why are you surprised she doesn't know how to separate her roles? No, I'm not surprised at her, Zalita. I'm surprised at the chairman. That's my point. I'm surprised at the chairman for allowing her to abuse him like that, and abuse not only him, but abuse the process and abuse the other members. That's what I'm surprised about, that the chairman would allow this to happen. I'm not surprised at her outlandish behavior, the fact that she start talking to people like she's, they're her children. No problems with that. And that lady, I remember, because I watched it, I remember they asked a question about ghost accounts. And Chai Chong couldn't answer, and he turned over and said to her, and she answered the question.
Yes.
She made valuable contributions to the committee's quest to understand what was going on. And now MP Clark waited 2-3 weeks and then come and object to it. And because remember, that's all he was doing, voicing objections while it's, remember, he took Mr. Chai Chong, Ching Chong, whatever his name is, took him to task.
Wayne Chai Chong.
Ching Chong,
Wayne Chai Chong, yeah.
Chai Chong. He took so I'm not Chinese now, Wing Ching Chong, right? So Mr. Chai Chong, I didn't mean to butcher your name, but it's difficult for me to pronounce. My tongue, I have to get used to pronouncing, Chinese names. But remember, he was voicing objections with them and started asking him about if did he sign off on somebody's travel. All right. And the guy was saying that is the board did it. And he asked him the question about 6 or 7 times, and he was there with Xavier Mean, or encourage him with nonsense. Dumb and dumber, and him did that, try tell him questions to ask, and it amounted to a spectacle. So the lady being there, it was quite right for her to be there. And moreover, if they knew that when they sent out the invitation, it was to Wayne Choi Chong.
Wayne Chai Chong, yeah.
Him, right? So they know it was to Wayne Choi Chong. So what, and then they saw her coming in. They should have raised the objection right there weeks ago.
Exactly.
Who's this lady? Exactly. What does she have to offer? Why is she here? She wasn't. They waited 2 weeks after they couldn't get them on anything, and now they come to disrupt the meeting. And Chairman Robinson sat there and met the man at disrupting meeting instead of saying, "Listen, you have to leave. You have to leave." Because him said to him, "This is this." Remember what he said to him? Now he said, "This is what you do all the time. You come here and you disrupt."
All the time.
Yeah.
What Rattigan? You know why he had to come 3 weeks later? He went back to their JLP meeting. I think they keep it on a Monday or whatever. And he was that's about I'm surmising. He was raked over the coals for not objecting to her presence there because she brought such valid information.
Right.
So he had to come now and lift up his frock and behave the way he did. And I don't see what they're, and the thing is, you know, they say empty barrels make the most noise. They're making noise while the substantive issues are swept under the carpet. Because a political party can hold their own members accountable, you know.
Of course.
A healthy political party can do that. We can go back to Michael Manley, PJ Patterson, Claude Clark, and what happened with that situation. A political party, any political party with members that have the interest of the country at heart will stand up to their leader or any member in their organization and say, your behavior is unacceptable. But not in the Andrew Holness, the Jamaica Labour Party.
Let me go back and show something here. Let me show you. Last night on Mystic, remember they were talking about, and we spoke about it, but we didn't get to this point, that the Jamaica Labour Party youth organization or youth arm of the party, they said that opposition leader had to apologize or provide explanation as to why his statutory declaration wasn't gazetted by the commission. And then he unfortunately started explaining what was going on over at the integrity or the commission. She shouldn't have. And then a few days later, maybe a day later, his statutory declaration was gazetted. And then that ended the conversation. And last night we were talking, sis, if you remember, we were talking about the Prime Minister's statutory declarations that haven't been certified over the last 4 years or something like that. Well, I want to show you something. This is, and I don't know how many people have actually read this thing, but this is a treasure trove of information concerning the activities of our Prime Minister. I've gone through this many, many times, this document. And I want to show you something. Where's the date on it? See that it's 2019, right? See it right here, January 20. January
25th, 2019.
See it, right? All right, look at this. Let me rub out some of them things again. All right. Remember now they were looking at the statutory declarations, right? And they were looking at it for 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. But look at this. Look at this. See it? A review was conducted on statutory declarations submitted by Mr. Holness since he became a parliamentarian in 1998.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me show you when this report was.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan.
Look at this report, 2025, last year. Last year, see the data again, March 14, 2025. And go back again and look and see what they said they were looking at. They've been looking at his statutory declaration since he became a parliamentarian. And you have to say, well, why? And they said, because we have this gentleman here, we have problems with him. And here it is right here. The scope of the review covered statutory declaration for the period 1998.
Yep, no surprises there.
See it right there.
My God.
Who is surprised? But remember now, before it became the Integrity Commission, was a contractor general.
Yes.
So he has been dodging them ever since he set foot in the parliament, because from the day he set foot in the parliament, you know. And so what? So the thing said, I can steer here and set my life. I will never be broke again. I will never be hungry again. And I will become a multi-millionaire after this.
Yeah, go ahead,
if this was on TikTok, they would say this is a PNP thing. It's a PNP paper, not goes up.
Okay. PNP.
Jeffrey, they cannot read. You have to bear with them. They cannot read.
I am telling you, the amount of garbage that I hear over TikTok, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
You put
Not surprised. And it's taxpayers' money. If they're getting paid, it's taxpayers' money paying them.
And that is why the late Professor Rickson says a butu will always be a butu.
A butu in a Benz is always a butu.
They put a butu in front of a mic will always be a butu.
Yep. Yep.
There's a butu in our Benz.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm not trying to find the thing act up. I'm trying to find something here which show you that the Integrity Commission essentially is saying that from the moment he joined Parliament, he has not been straight. He has not been straight.
From him said, hey, Rattigan and Jeffrey, from the man said, put in the Parliament, first day. And it's as crooked as in the river.
In other words, his name is Andrew Corruption Wholeness.
Yeah, man is corrupt, man. Corrupt to his core.
There's a section here I'm trying to find. I thought I had it. Hold on. I thought I had it highlighted. But this man here, man, this Prime Minister here is, and you know, people can argue, but here are the facts. And I tell them, say, listen, don't fight with me. Go and ask him if this is true, because if it's not true, then tell him, say, sue for libel.
Right. So everything can come out in the discovery process. But here's the thing, Rattigan. If the roles were reversed, Andrew Holness and the Labour right, they would have burned down Jamaica first. They would have, if they would allow Mark Golding to be uncertified from the day he set foot in the Parliament till now. And remember now, you know, they have a special relationship with fire. So it would not be out of their wheelhouse to do.
Sister Marie, I want you to look at this document, and I want you to tell, when you go over TikTok, I want you to tell the people, them say, they must go look on this and ask the Prime Minister if it's true.
They cannot read Rattigan.
Remember, I'll show you something where I said that they've been looking at him ever since he came in power in 1998. Look at this. Look at this. This is from this is a recommendation, you know. This is from the commission. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Let me have to highlight this. Want to see it. Look at this. It follows, therefore, that Andrew Holness knowingly, see it right there, made false statements in his statutory declaration for the period ended 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021.
Yep.
See that?
If there should be an independent forensic analysis of Andrew Holness's statutory declaration, financial dealings, all of that, listen, the country will be blown away.
No, so you see what they must say? What they must say right here now is from the man, from my Prime Minister, you know. We can't certify him from my Prime Minister. Them say we went all the way back to 1998. And here it is right here. It says it follows. Look at the statement. Look at the sentence before it. It says the Information and Complaints Division believes that the declarant had adequate knowledge, declarant meaning the Prime Minister, and ability to confirm ownership of the financial asset and liabilities, right? The Information and Complaints believes the declarant has adequate knowledge and ability to confirm ownership. It follows, therefore, that Andrew Holness knowingly
made false.
See it right here. Andrew Holness. Let me nice it up here again. See it here? Andrew Holness. Here's the word. Knowingly made statement. Knowingly made false statements. That is a crime. That is a crime under the Integrity Commission Act. He knowingly made false statements. That's a crime. And look at, it's not 1 year, you know. 2016. When did he come to power? He came to power in 2016. February and March 2016. And this is for December. See it here, December
31st.
So 2016. Every year from his Prime Minister. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. And we know they're not certified for the last 4 or 5 years. So what they're saying is from the moment this man became prime minister, this man has been doing some things.
And that
But
is
not
why.
only that, Rattigan, it got, listen, Sergeant, since he set foot in the parliament, he has not been truthful. But since he became prime minister, it has been increased exponentially, his dishonesty, because here is the thing. This is the same man, when he was in opposition, said he could not sit in a parliament with Richard Azan, who built 6 stars for Hitlers. Richard Azan did not personally benefit. It's the people of his constituency that benefited. And Andrew Holness, and I remember Colonel Charles was there, and he said, a dark day. And this, now Richard Azan in the parliament, and I would love for Richard Azan, when he's making his sectoral contribution, to get up and talk about the corrupt prime minister that he has to sit in the parliament with.
Right.
And they should, as a matter of fact, they should, every time that they get up to speak, they should point that out. Because you know who is suffering? It's the people of Jamaica suffering as a result of his level of dishonesty.
1 second.
And if he could prove it, sorry, Rattigan, if he could prove how he acquired his, how he accumulated so much wealth, don't you think he would have done it without incriminating himself and implicating himself in nefarious things? Don't you think he would have done that?
Of course.
Hold on a minute, Mr. Rattigan.
Hold on.
Can OT move this thing here, please? Because there's some information we're not seeing here.
All right.
Yes.
No, hold on. Let me show you something. No. Let me show you something. No. Zolita. She asked a question. She said, why can't the Integrity Commission do something about... See what them did plan for the Zolita, follow me. See it right as the Information and Complaints Division recommends that the Prime Minister be prosecuted. False information. So the question, where's the prosecution there? Where's the prosecution?
Yeah, DPP dropped the ball on that. The corruption prosecutor and the DPP, both of them dropped the ball on that.
That's why I say me not call them Integrity Commission, I call them Commission. Because
no, and here's why I'm going to disagree with you on that particular issue, Rattigan. The Integrity Commission, and we cannot give any fuel to their fire for them to in any way disrespect or disregard the work of the Integrity Commission, because at the end of the day, if the government doesn't fund them, if the government doesn't fund them, they cannot hire the staff necessary to carry out their duties. And given the meager funding that they get and all the challenges they face from this government, they are doing God's work. They are doing God's work, because had they not been doing it, we wouldn't have all of this, We would never have all of this. And the truth is, Andrew wants to just continue. It would be worse. It would be worse. This information kind of curtails its power a little bit. So I push back on calling them the commission, because an agency is weak in one area doesn't mean, because these are honorable, hardworking people, respected people who make up this Integrity Commission, And
here's the thing. They call themselves the commission, and I can show you the documentation where them said the commission. Them call themselves the commission. And that's all I'm doing. I'm saying they're the commission. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. Please remember what you're going to say. I beg you. Please remember what you're going to say. What I'm going to ask you to do, please, is to go over this again. Outline to the people of this country. Because I know other bloggers will take this off to present to people. So I want you to go over it again, Mr. Rattigan. Teach people some more about this, please.
All right. But let me just respond to my sister here. When I said the first thing is that they call themselves the commission. That's one. The second thing is that they had a chance to they meaning the corruption prosecutor to prosecute him with Westcon. Didn't.
Yes.
The Integrity Commission, that commission there, they have a prosecutor. They didn't. They had a chance to prosecute him with his statutory declarations. See it right here. The information recommends. And what happened? The corruption prosecutor, they didn't prosecute him. They even had a chance when he built that, when they were building that house on Beverly Hills, and they were supposed to be building two bedrooms, and the KCMC, they found out that they were building 4 bedrooms, and they should be in violation of the building code. action should have been taken against him. No action. None. And I'm saying,
yeah, but because Delroy Williams was the mayor, you know.
What I'm saying, take action and let the DPP say no and quash it. Because then what? You have done your job. Now let the focus be on the DPP. Why did you stop the Integrity Commission from prosecuting him? But them just come up with all the facts. Look at what they did with Minister Tufton. They come and say, listen, we know that there's a conflict of interest. And then what they do, they call them in and they tell them about the investigation, which is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Because if you don't have the evidence to prosecute someone, no, but you suspect that the person has, did something wrong, you wait. You wait 3 months down the road, you might get the evidence. But no, you already exposed the whole investigation to them. So what do you think going to happen? Whatever was secreted will remain a secret. You won't get it. And that's the problem I have with them. No, get into what you said, Jeffrey. Regarding this, let me just quickly go back up at the top and show the people. This comes from the Integrity Commission, right? By the way, this gentleman now, Craig Beresford, he's now in charge of the he have a high-ranking position now over at the commission. He was in charge of not information and thing. He was in charge of investigation at the time, I think. And he's moved on. Well, not moved. He's moved up in the organization. But this was his affidavit, and the Prime Minister. You know how this came out? Because the Prime Minister sued. The Prime Minister sued, and then that affidavit came out. I'm still trying to find the first affidavit because if you look here, you see it says second affidavit. Oh, I'll find the first one. But here's what I'm. We'll skip through a whole bunch of things and show you what Jeffrey wants me to go over, and it's this that They suspected that the Prime Minister was involved in a whole bunch of shenanigans going way back. Because remember now, the statutory declaration is an annual event. It's an annual event. They look back 1 year. But look at what they did with him. With him, they said, here it is right here. Here it is right here. Here it is. A review was conducted on statutory declaration submitted by Mr. Onitz since he became a parliamentarian in 1998.
Yeah.
This is 2020.
Rattigan, pick a point. Don't move from there, Rattigan. Could it be? Because sometimes in order to understand where you are, you have to go backwards, right?
Yeah.
Could it be in looking at a current declaration of his, they saw so many discrepancies that they were forced to look at the next year, the year preceding that and the year, and they realize now that going down the line, this man has just been lying through his teeth about everything. Because for them to not be able to certify him 4 years running on Rattigan, it started from then. It started from the day he set foot in the parliament. It could not have started in the middle. And
you know the funniest thing to Maria, Mr. Rattigan? No journalist in Jamaica will stand up and ask this man this question. How on earth can you have this man sitting as Prime Minister of this country? As I said before, and I say it again, he's one of the most corrupt Prime Minister known in the history of this country. Andrew Holness is one of the most corrupt Prime Minister known. I
would say the most corrupt Prime Minister. I wouldn't even say one of the most corrupt.
Look at this.
Because his corruption is unprecedented.
Look at this. They went back 21 years, They went back to look at his statutory declaration for 21 years. They went back. Something is wrong here with this man, right? And then
it's radically wrong, Rattigan.
Yeah, and then Jeffrey, do you want me to go back to this? There's so much inside of this report.
Please go back to that one. I beg you.
The one here. Well, let me get to it here, because this thing is chock full of information. If you recall, there's a man who wanted to sue me at one point and have his lawyer send me a letter. And I said to him, on the Saturday program, I said to him, listen, you can sue me all you want, but just keep in mind, it's your Prime Minister, it's your friend who give this. Where did I get this information? From the commission. That's where I got it. And in Jamaica,
it can't, and you got it, Rattigan, as a result of him suing. So this was made public. These people can't be for real. They can't be real.
Let me go back to it. It's I used to be very familiar with this report. I used to read it night and day and just shake my head when I see the things. All right, here it is. Here's the one that part that you want me, Jeffrey. So they went back from the time he became a parliamentarian. And here it is right here. The same investigation. They said, we believe that the Prime Minister has had adequate knowledge and ability to
Hold on, Mr. Rattigan. Down a little bit more, had the recommendation. But I could see the recommendation part 2. Go down a little bit more. No. Up. Right there. Start from right
recommendation.
There. Yes.
Okay. It says the Information and Complaints Division believes that and they're the ones responsible for statutory declarations. They're the ones that their job is to ensure that everything is accurate. When it's not accurate and there's no explanation coming forward, then they recommend prosecution. And so they're saying that the Prime Minister has had adequate knowledge and ability to confirm ownership of the assets and liabilities. What they didn't say is that he didn't do it. But we know that he didn't do it because here's what happened. The next sentence. So that's the next sentence. It follows, therefore, that Andrew Holness knowingly made false statements in his statutory declaration for the period ended in 2016.
And the key word, hold on there for me. The key word is knowingly.
Yeah. Knowingly.
The key word is knowingly.
Yeah, because it's
false declaration.
Because it's why that's important, and I'm glad you raised that point because it got to this right here. It got to right here when it say, see this, the declarant, which is the Prime Minister, he had adequate knowledge and ability. He had adequate knowledge and ability. He knew, so that's why they come back and say he knowingly made false statements. 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And they recommended that the man be prosecuted.
Yeah.
And no, there's no prosecution. There it is right there.
Tamika Prince dropped the ball on that. And the former DPP, Paula Lewin, she dropped the ball on that because she had the authority to prosecute and she chose not to. And she's the reason that she's part of the reason corruption is running so rampant in the country of Jamaica. And 5% of GDP is lost to corruption under this administration. But here's the thing, bear in mind all of this.
Hold on, please. Hold a minute there. So tell me something, Mr. Rattigan. And I love to use this word, This is my favorite word. In which modern democracy? In which other modern democracy can a prime minister, a leader of a country, knowingly made false declaration on a statutory and this, and still sit as prime minister and nothing comes out of it?
That's a good point.
Which modern democracy can this happen? Jamaica is a banana republic.
Rattigan and Jeffrey.
That's a good point. And Sister Maria made a good point too. Said both prosecutors dropped the ball. The corruption prosecutor and the DPP. Both of them.
Yeah, but Jeffrey, we can understand why Andrew Holness would knowingly lie. Remember, this is a man who would take money that was meant, charity money is to help people who are less fortunate. And he took it to buy stocks and bonds for himself. Now, if he had the unmitigated gall to do that, then him knowingly lying on his statutory declarations is not a far-fetched idea. It's not, It shows you the level of this man's depravity. That, there's no bottom for him. There's none. And, the thing is, for a young man, when he took over, first of all, he was given a good economic model to build the country. He had the opportunity to become a great leader, not ruler. Jamaica doesn't need a ruler, a great leader, great prime minister. He fumbled the ball on that. You know why he fumbled the ball? He's a narcissist. And he doesn't believe in the democracy that he used to get where he is. So he's destroying that democracy, that model of democracy that we are accustomed to. And he is all about himself. He's not there to do the people's will. He has not been doing the will of the people. He has been doing the will of Andrew Holness and his friends. Because if you look at everything around him and persons around him, Every agency is married in corruption. He fires professionals and put in lackeys and yes men. All right? So there's nothing that come into this report about him lying that should surprise us at all. Nothing should surprise us because he has shown by his examples that this is the kind of person he is.
Let me surprise you. You say we shouldn't be surprised. Well, I'm sure we have 326 devices out there. Maybe 400 people are watch, 500, 600, whatever the number is. Let me surprise you. If you never see this report before, let me surprise you. Sister just said, based on his history, you know, we shouldn't be surprised. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is, you see what they say? Undeclared businesses. Let me big it up here so I can see. See it here? See it here? Undeclared business assets, investments, income, and liability. These are things that he should have reported. Should have reported to the Integrity Commission when he's doing his statutory declarations and didn't. How many of you know that the Prime Minister was involved in a company called Premium Group Limited, which was run by Mr. Edward Siaga? How many of you know?
I know about it.
All right, you know about, but did you know that he never declared no income?
No.
Look right in the yellow right there. So, off note, income from this employee was not declared for December 2000. You know that? It's a premium, yeah. And he was employed as a special assistant to Mr. Edward Siaga, and he managed the business. And no income for 2000. But hold on, it gets better. How many of you know that him have a company named Sunshine Mobile, a taxi company? See it?
Yes, he said on the platform that he had 2 taxis.
He said after we come out and say it. After this come out and we start spread it, him come out. He never said it before. See it right now.
That's true.
Sunshine Mobile, right? He have another one named Delido. We'll get to Delido. See there? By the way, somebody named Mr. Buchanan. Isn't that funny? Because the man who are challenging right now named Buchanan too for the election thing. But him and this man have a thing, you know, where him say he might go put some money in, and then the man would try. See it right there. So all shares would be transferred to Mr. Holness on the payment of the last weekly installment, right? Well, guess what happened? The man dead. We don't know the circumstances. The man dead, and we know the Prime Minister have Sunshine.
The man dead too.
See there? And him say manage the company. Now look at this. Look down at the yellow. You see what it say? The business activity, the assets therefrom, and the income derived were never, see it right so, never previously declared from 1998 to up to the date it was said to have been wound up on the assets sold by the Prime Minister. Never declare it. And when it closed down, the date there when it closed down. See it? I'll wait there. In 2000, I agreed for buy it from the man. I could see when it was closed down. See it right there, sir? 2005. It was wound up and the assets sold.
Okay.
Right? Him getting involved in 2001, him saying, but 2001. No, 2000. See that?
Rattigan and Anne-Marie.
Well, under Jeffrey, 2000, him get involved in the company. The company closed down in 2005. And look what them say. Them say, from 1998 to the time the assets were sold, this never got reported. Here's another taxi company, Delido. See it right there, so. See it here. Him and his wife, see it right there, so. In June 1998, with his wife, Juliet Holness, as the main shareholder. Them own a taxi company here. We could see if them did report anything. Look at this. Look right here. His connection with this company and its income was previously what? Unknown. Unknown.
And this man,
sit
as Jamaica's Prime Minister same way.
Look here. All declaration that he filed from 1990 to 2005 bear no evidence of accounting for this business and its income. None. We're not done yet. Only know so the Prime Minister have one loan company, him that lend money to. See that?
You may get money from Rattigan.
See that? Omega Bridge Finance from 1998. Him a lend money. See there? And him say, you hear what I'm saying, no? I'm parliamentary salary, make him start up that business there.
What a wicked blind individual, man.
Funded by his parliamentary salary. I'm going to say if him say, look on that one now. It says for that loan company, it says the figures, here it is right here, the figures featured in Mr. Holness' explanation in his journal differs from those noted on the balance sheet.
Stick up in there. Stick up in there. He's saying it's from his parliamentary salary.
Him start lending money.
He start lending money. Hold on there, Mr. Rattigan. In that year, how much was the Prime Minister earning? How much was his loan on his Great House, Mona Boulevard apartment? That's the question we must ask ourselves.
Him not, I know what I say. But when I'm let me just quickly run through that. Look at this one here. It's the same Omega Bridge, you know. Look what it says. Investments and income. You try that, sir? Investments and income from this business activity were not declared for the year 1998 to 2005.
1998 to 2005.
He no put on no money. He no put on nothing.
And he still said as Jamaica's Prime Minister?
Yeah. And then him come up with an excuse, say, oh, the money we make we give to the constituency. So
you're right.
We report
a man who takes from charity given to constituency, make it make sense.
How many you know so the Prime Minister have money now? Cash plus. See
cash plus.
Him say he can't remember how much money, but in a 2006, a 2 million him put in it.
Where did he get $2 million from?
How many of you know that the Prime Minister involved in the first global money market? See there? How many of you know that the Prime Minister in the first global CD? He have CD too. See there? Then look on this now. Personal loan. The Prime Minister give it not only money he might lend through Omega Bridge, you know. He might give it personal loans now. And look who him give all money to. Hold on there. Look who him give money. Watch out. Him give loans and advance of 1.38 million and 92,000 US, totaling 8.6 million to Mrs. Holness and her sister.
The sister who live in New York?
No, that's his sister. That's his sister. Her sister, yeah.
Her sister.
Yeah, and look at
it's her sister Rattigan.
Yeah, her sister. Yeah. And look at it said the specific source of funding for these loans. See there. Were not identified. We don't know where him get the money from. If you lend them kind of money. We don't know.
What do you mean? Mr. Rattigan, come on, no man. The man get a good salary from the parliament, you know.
Well, look here. Olent. See my money in Olent here. See there. We show one way have let me show now one. A Prime Minister a boat too, you know. How much I don't know say Prime Minister a boat.
Yeah, man, he have a nice private yacht like Leach, you know.
The Prime Minister boat, man, I will not talk about. When I deal with. I'll show you something. Hold on there. See my draw money from Olent there. See my draw money from Olent. Alright, and I'm going to show you something we're going to frighten no. Oh, see the company, Panadian Limited. See that? Hold on there. Let me show you. Look on this. We never planned for this tonight, you know, but watch out. See that? Panadian Limited, right? What is Panadian? What is Panadian? See that? Panadian Limited was registered to facilitate the acquisition of a boat. See that? And him and two more man buy a boat for $220,000 US in 2008. Here it is right here. $220,000. Three of them. Andrew Holness, Ian Moore, and Paul East. See that? And him same take money from him Olent account and that him pay for him share. But there's something else I want to show you. How much money this man did have at one point in the account. Let me see if I circle it. Him buy things for him wife, right? That's all. There's one here where him have over a million. I think it was over $1 million US. In one of the account them. him have a BMW. This man, him have money like it a go to style, you know.
Man, have money to stone dog.
See mal a withdrawal right, that's 117,000 US dollars. There's one here where it shows ended up over $1 million in, I think it's Olent. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I think it's Olent.
Him not handing over nothing. So if it was a dirty foot, chose his boyfriend down a crossroad.
He locked them up.
Lock him up long time.
But Rattigan, please note that Olint and Cash Plus went belly up.
I know.
Okay. So the people need to understand that this is the same Cash Plus and Olint.
In 2010, the money in 2010, the money are big money, you know. 2010, seem lend money right or so. Withdraws from his account and loan to the gentleman here. But there's one there's one here that is really, really frightening. I didn't know that he had so much money back then.
As what the late Wilmot Multiprocess said, mere knock upon the land the center cannot hold. Huh? And he give his famous laugh.
See, he have a property right, so when claims are not fee one.
Yeah,
and it turned out that they must say no, but it's yours. It's yours. There's one here. It always give me a problem for finding it, you know. Always give me a problem for finding it. Where it shows that he had over $1 million US dollars in the account. Olent. Sita, look on this. Olent, right? Look at this. Come on, man. Look at this. At August 2007, the balance in the Prime Minister's Olent account was $1,240,000. That's all. See there. 2007, I have over $1 million inside there. That's almost 20 years ago. Where him get the money from? Him can't explain it. So
that's why his statutory declarations can't be certified, Rattigan, because he'd have to explain how he made this money. But before you move on, you have the legal mind around here. You have the Commissioner of Police. All right. What, if anything, can he do in his role as commissioner to arrest the Prime Minister for these crimes against the people of Jamaica? And the Attorney General, is he the Attorney General for the government or the Attorney General for the people of Jamaica? And in his role as the Attorney General, can he bring any charges against the Prime Minister? Though he is, because I know Attorney Generals in the United States and other countries can do that. So I'm wondering if the Attorney General can do that. And I know about the DPP. The DPP can charge the Prime Minister. The Director of Corruption Protection should have done her job. They fell down. But the Commissioner and the Attorney General, what, if anything, can they do to hold him accountable? Because everybody seems to be dragging their feet and looking the other way.
The Attorney General is the government attorney. Who you think I represent him now when he mean the Prime Minister?
Yes, right.
Him lawyer that, right? He might represent the government. So him not gonna do none. The police commissioner, him take him orders from the Minister of National Security, who take him orders.
Independent of that though, and no, what I'm trying to say is basically from the legal perspective, can the commissioner institute? That's what I'm saying. Forget that. We know the politics that commissioner corrupt, Andrew corrupt, everybody corrupt, but his duty, his professional duty, would he be able to do something about holding
yes, he can.
Let me show you something. Let me show it to you. I have it right here. Because we need to. All right, here it is, right here. This is the Integrity Commission Act, right? Look at what it says right here. It says right here, nothing in this act shall prevent a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force from doing what? From commencing or continuing an investigation into any complaint, information, notification, or other matter. Let me big it up.
Right.
See it right here. See it right there. Of course, to answer your question, yes, the police commissioner is empowered to bring an action to the prime minister. The question is, well, it's not even a question. It's not even a good question. Will he do it? It's not even a good question to ask.
No, but they only have strength for poor people, Rattigan. That is, and you know, I'm listening to all this and reading all of this with you guys, and I'm thinking about the pronouncements that the prime minister make about dealing with crime and violence and all of that, you know. But they're not being held accountable from at the top. He only has power, strength for poor people.
You know what? Sorry, sis. Actually, section 2 is even better. Because section 2 now, it never say, section 2 never say, up here, so it says member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Look at 2. It says the Commissioner of Police.
Right.
See it right there.
And anybody having investigative powers forms the view that the complaint, information, or notice should be investigated by the Commissioner of Police. Yeah.
Yeah, them can ask the commission to do it, or them can
do so. Yeah.
So
yeah.
They're not gonna do it.
It's just, yeah, and you know, and that's why I'm saying, you know, you look at what's happening in Albania, was it Poland, where what's his name was Orban was defeated, and a new prime minister came in and has been turning upside down everything. It's the people that have the say, Rattigan and Jeffrey. The people have the power. When you look at Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso, who decided to wrestle their country back because of all the decades and decades of exploitation, and they've wrestled their country back. And look at what is happening in Burkina Faso specifically, how the country is growing in leaps and bounds because he has invested in human capital. He has invested in infrastructure. He has invested in schools and in education and in the hospitals and road infrastructure. Jamaica can do that. Why are they not doing it?
You know something, Marie?
Jeffrey, let me just answer Ubuntu for real. He said, no, they still need someone to complain to the police. All right, Ubuntu. Let me put this back on the stage so you can see it. Look at what 2 said. It says the commissioner of police or the head of anybody having investigative power forms the view that the complaint, information, or notification should be investigated by the commission. So what they could do is they could even use the own Integrity Commission report. And said, look, there's enough here that we can move forward with this. And then may request the commission to do so. Here it is right here. May request the commission to do so. Or you go to 1. And it says that them can get involved in it too. The police can get involved in this thing. But they're not going to. They're not going to. Could you imagine the police commissioner saying to the prime minister, look, I believe that the report that came out, it implicates you. And therefore, I am going to request that the Integrity Commission start up the prosecution of you, or we are going to do it ourselves, because guess what? They have a mandate too, They can they have laws on the books that they can enforce. And them not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
It's sad, Rattigan and Jeffrey. When you look at how the police is killing, 1 second, Jeff. When you look at how the hatred that the Jamaican Constabulary Force has towards their fellow Jamaicans, for minor, police you grab up one and box him up, Man who could be their father and grandfather.
Yes.
That is the level of disdain that they have for them. Yet you have people like Andrew Holness, so mired in corruption, Xavier Main, Dalrymple, Robert, where's the $400 million for the used car? Robert Montague. You have Andrew Wheatley sitting. I mean, and he got up in the parliament to talk about. You people on squatter land. Who is he calling a squatter? When you look at him, he's a squatter, like he's being called Hagging Tie. He does look like a Hagging Tie, for true.
You know something, Marie?
I mean,
you know
yeah.
something, Marie? Let me say something to you. The Jamaican people will not know themselves until their back is against the wall.
Back is against the wall.
And
But it is against the wall now.
Hold on there. Let me say something more to you. Until the Jamaican people put away the 2 P's and think about this country that we claim that we love. When the people of Albania get up to protest, they don't think about the political parties that is in their country. They think about the future of their children. And until we in this country start think about us and about the future of our children, and demand the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, and realize that the 2 political parties in this country will never be the change that Jamaica seek. We are the change that we seek in this country. And we must demand the change. We must be the change that we want in this country. Now, a thing like this.
Jeffrey, let me ask you something. If you look at megawatt, the answer to your question, look at Gottabed and megawatt response in the chat. And the 2 of them sum it up. Them sum up the whole thing. Them sum it up.
And that is why, Mr. Rattigan, if you all don't realize what Mr. Holmes is doing, Mr. Holmes put a former member of the JDF, the chief of the JDF, the ambassador of Plentiful, who presided over the atrocities of Tivoli Garden, Rocky Mead, inside there. What he did again was to get back Ambassador Anthony Anderson back on his wings. This Prime Minister knows what he's doing. He has all the former chief of the JDF under his wings. And let me say to you all again, if you all believe that one member of any political party in this country will face jail time in Jamaica, think again. It will never happen in Jamaica. Because the judicial system in this country is so corrupt.
Let me ask you a question. You say it will never happen, but can you think of a set of circumstances under which it would happen?
Unless we the people.
All right, well, talk to the people. You have a platform. Talk to the people now.
Unless we the people of this country rally around a single cause and a single purpose, like the one legal Jamaica defense, one legal help me with that, no? and unless we rally around the OJLDF, rally around that for us to have lawsuit, for us to send things to the International Court of Justice. It cannot continue like this in this country. In which democracy of this Prime Minister sitting here this way.
How about that? Look what Gillian said.
Blood of mercy.
Shut you up, right? Shut you up.
Yep.
Gillian, you're still.
No, seriously. I believe that they say never. And there's always a straw that breaks the camel's back, And you cannot keep pushing people and don't expect that one day they are going to rebel and they're going to revolt and rise up. The question is, how will that revolution take place? And how damaging will that revolution be? You cannot keep doing this thing. Look at Haiti. I'm sure there are people who said Haiti couldn't come to this.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Papa Doc and Baby Doc run amok in Haiti, and created the conditions that exist in Haiti today. And this is not to absolve the contribution that France made and other external forces. But when you have internal forces doing to your people the things that Papa Doc and Baby Doc do to their people, it is even greater because you need the fuel to fire, right?
Marie.
The Jamaicans, yes.
All we need is a helicopter going ship.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
No, but Rattigan, 1 second. When you look in the Jamaican space, you know, Jamaica's headlong dive to where it is right now started with Edward Seaga. And when he sabotaged People's National Party of the 1970s, knowing full well, I'm not saying that he didn't have external help. Yes, he did. But when you're sleeping with the enemy, living with the enemy, and eating with the enemy, which enemy is greater? The one from outside or the one from within? The enemy within is greater. You know? It's like an individual. If an individual is wrestling with their own demons, no external forces can save them. They have to deal with those internal demons. And so what the Jamaica Labour Party has done for Jamaica is continuing right now. And when people say both parties are the same, I disagree, because you can look at it policy by policy, and you can look at, it's not that both of them, you know, one is more perfect than the other. That's not the point. They are not the same, because on policy, one party has policies that have benefited the people. Another party has policies that benefit self and friends. All right? Those facts are there. But when we look at how Jamaica has become where it is, where you have 30,000 students sitting external exam to advance to tertiary education, and only 6,000 of those persons pass, and there's no massive outcry in the country, it tells you that the government have them where they want them. Don't educate them, keep them uneducated and poor, because the minute you educate them, Rattigan, they will not have them taking $5,000. They cannot buy their votes for $5,000 on a 2-piece KFC. And the government knows, Andrew Honest knows, that when they buy their vote for $5,000 on a KFC, they can't talk to them, because they know that the people are so simple in their thinking. So simple. So all of this started when this same Jamaica Labour Party started the destruction of their own country. When they said, do away, what did Eddie Saga do when he became prime minister? He did away with the free education and the free healthcare and all those things, the very things that benefited the people, and he privatized every striking thing. And he's the same prime minister that borrowed over US $30 million. And so he forgot to pay it back, which led to the financial crisis, which caused the finance minister then and Prime Minister Patterson to create the financial sector, FinSAC, to create FinSAC. You see what you see? So you see everything has a domino effect. It just didn't start no, Rattigan. The corruption didn't start no. And I'm not absolving the People's National Party of any corruption. But somebody said the PNP thief with a teaspoon, but the Labour thief with a backhoe.
Exactly.
You understand me?
And that is where that's why
yes,
the going to come down.
Right. And the things that the Prime Minister invests money in, he doesn't invest in the people. He doesn't spend money on human capital. I saw Minister of Tourism at some hotel talking about, was it on what he was talking about, building out Black River.
It was in St. Elizabeth. He was somewhere in the
He was in Kimberley Hotel in New York. Right. Yeah. And he was talking about building out Black River. Nowhere in that conversation was any mention of the people's lives, building the people's lives in Black River. And please don't tell me that tourism is going to help the people, because that is fuckery. You understand what I'm saying? That is.
Marie.
It is. Today, how has tourism benefited the people today, right now? We don't need another hotel in Jamaica. Colonel Charles, him have over 1,500 acres of land in one parish. So when we talk about Mark, well, if you go back to England and him have slavery in his bloodline and all that nonsense. When Colonel Charles, one man, how did Colonel Charles come by that 1,500 acres in St. Thomas? My family is from St. Thomas, because my cousin is Bedwood. My family is from St. Thomas, right? So I know there's no way Colonel Charles could honestly own 1,500 acres of land in St. Thomas without depriving people of that. And these things are happening, Rattigan and Jeffrey. And with people them sit down docile like, boy, I saw the thing said, nothing to see here, them I got teeth, them I got do
They're
this.
waiting on him.
And
They're waiting on him to start another protest in this country for them.
Who?
They're waiting on him. As if him
Who,
can't
Rattigan?
them.
Who, Rattigan?
Yeah, man, they're waiting on him.
You would have nothing better to do.
Let me. I put that up, Pink Quiz, on the screen for a reason. And Pink Quiz said, just like Al Capone, the PM has everyone in his pocket, the judiciary, the army, the police, and more. And most of you know the story about Al Capone, the famous gangster out of Chicago, right? Ran things. Here's my
But what
thing.
happened to Al Capone in the end, though? What happened to Al Capone in the end?
Oh, that's what I'm getting to know. I get to it.
Okay.
The process. Andrew Holness cannot be Prime Minister of Jamaica forever and ever. Amen. At some point, he has to go. Just like how Al Capone could never be gangster in Chicago forever and ever and ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the question I have to ask is, how do you see him leaving?
Stop pushing people. Yeah, but
no, how do you
a
see
relationship?
How do you see him leaving? What are the
Oh,
circumstances?
Andrew Holness?
To leave? Yeah. Will he die a natural death in office? Will he resign? Will he run in election and lose his seat? Or what are
Public pressure is going to force him out. Public pressure is going to force him out. Babsy Grange. Okay, let me give you the perfect scenario. Babsy Grange, Edmund Mackenzie, call just all he need is a cut name I'm supposed to be pronounced dead. Delroy Chuck. Who else is there? That is 3. Horace Chang, that is 4.
Edmund Bartlett.
Right? Edmund Bartlett.
And even
that is 5.
How old is Marissa Dalrymple?
Yes.
Bird.
Well, Marissa Dalrymple, listen to me. All right. But that is 5. And anything can happen to any one of us, right? But yeah. So those are 5 constituencies with 5 geriatrics who have contributed nothing to the parliament, nothing to the constituency. 71 years of JLP leadership in Tivoli, Western Kingston. 71 years. The Jamaica Labour Party has been in power more often than the People's National Party. One constituency, 71 years of leadership. I would like for somebody to point me to something tangible that has happened in that constituency that would make you proud to say, this is what 71 years of leadership does.
I can tell you. You want me to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sewage water on the streets of Kingston, downtown Kingston.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A lot of
sewage water.
But hold on a second. We still not get the answer to the question. Will the Prime Minister leave as a result of longevity in office and a natural death? Will he be prosecuted out of office? Will he resign? Will he be arrested by the U.S. government? Will the people...
I see prosecution. I think there's going to be something that causes him to be prosecuted, because you see with this Nara bill, he's overplaying his hand.
Who's going to prosecute?
He's overplaying his hand.
Who's going to prosecute him?
It's going to take, I think the people of Jamaica will rise up and force some sort of investigation. Jeffrey's shaking his head, but I have to have faith.
Never happen, and that now go happen.
So Jeffrey, how will he leave? How will he leave office?
Unless the United States have some money. You remember when someone didn't go to Mexico and travel through the American whatever to the Jamaican embassy in Mexico and come back on a whole and take on a visa? Unless the Americans truly have something on this Prime Minister, you will never see Andrew Holness, none of them go prison in Jamaica.
Well, Duarte, whatever name is in the Philippines, I'm sure there's a point where the Filipino people thought that he would never be held accountable, and he's in The Hague right now. So,
Jeffrey's point though, that wasn't done. The prosecution is not done by the Filipinos. That's done by.
I know it was outside. That's my point. I'm trying to make that there will be some prosecution, because with the narrow bill, he's overplaying his hand, and this is borrowed money that he's playing with. And I do know that there in some of the lending agencies, there is a corruption department, because I've been talking to
Murray, hold on.
Yes.
The money that he has for Nara, you know, is donation money getting, you know, and not borrow money.
No, man, narrow money is borrowed money. Narrow money is borrowed money that they're going to spend to read. You see, you see the 1.44 billion that he has sit on that he put in the maybe it's by now it's in the consolidated fund. That is money that poor people give to help poor people. You know, struggling people make sacrifice to help help people who are in need. And he has sat on it since Ariel.
You mean people in the United States who clean you know what?
Yeah. They didn't give it, and that's why people were adamant about not giving money to the economy, because they knew this was going to happen. And they're going to sit on it until one day the Auditor General is going to come and say, you know, the money is gone and it hasn't been, you know, there's nothing to show for it. But back to what Rattigan talked about, how is he going to leave? There are, within these lending agencies, are departments that deal with corruption. And I'm telling you, Andrew is overplaying his hand with this narrow thing because if you listen to the interview that his new CEO, Chief Execution Officer, his execution is right. If you listen to the interview, you realize that it's pure lunatic the man have been running the country. And Andrew, and there's no way that an application process was conducted, and this is who they come up with. That did not happen. Because if Andrew Honest, an honest, decent, human citizen of the world took that job, was not afraid to stand up to Andrew Honest, the first thing they would do is make sure there is some accountability in place to deal with this money. It's a lot of money you're talking about, you know. And Andrew Honest put a lackey, a yes man, his, you know, if it's his family or friend or foe in this position who really has no sense.
You know something, Marie, before we go, because I know we have to go now. You know, before we go, let me say this. I am not being negative when I say that will never happen, you know. You know why I'm saying it will never happen in Jamaica? Because if a prime minister have the judicial system under his watch, in his hand, in his back pocket, who is going to prosecute Andrew Honest in Jamaica? That is why I said it will never happen in Jamaica.
I think I believe in the judiciary. I have to have some faith in the judiciary.
I don't.
The judiciary. Because remember, was it Brian Sachs? He had put on his 6 months probation. So he's watching him.
Yeah.
People don't forget. And I believe that these the judiciary will hold up, because there are more people of integrity there than we would want to believe. And I hear Ron James says something that when you look in the JCF, it's 2% of the JCF that is corrupt. And I would tend to believe that. And including that 2% is the commissioner and his people. Yes, I would believe that. Yeah.
Until I tell you something.
Because
until I, Jeffrey Tavares, see an organization or a civil society in Jamaica take up this report Mr. Rattigan just show us and decide to put their money where their mouth is, and to have some lawyers and whosoever to file a lawsuit against Andrew Honest, then I would say yes, something can be done. But until I don't see anybody in Jamaica do anything about it, I will say this and I will continue to say this. It not gonna happen, and it will never happen.
Hold on, Jeffrey. A question. Let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, you're the Prime Minister, right? You know me, you know Sister Maria, and you have a vacancy. You have to put some people now. Ministry of National Security and Minister of Education, for example. And you say, all right, Rattigan, your job this, right? And you say, Maria, your job this. Forget about my qualifications. We're just friends, right? You're picking people you know, right? You're not going to go and pick somebody where you don't know, right? Whether you are dishonest, you pick people you know because you have a relationship with them and you say, I trust this person, and whether the person's good, bad, or indifferent, I'd help out my friend. I'll put my friend right or so, right? Now, think about it like this. If you're dishonest that makes it even worse. You're not going out there go get people you really don't know, no matter how qualified they are. You're not going to do it. You're going to get people where you know that you are doing with your shenanigans and them can back you. You're not going to go out there and get anybody. So why are we surprised now when we see the Prime Minister now put ambassador, move the military man, make him national security, make him police commissioner, make him in charge of some resilience group, make him in charge of the embassy, bring him now, put him in charge of NARA, then him have the Racket meet him do this, and he can seem strategically put people in place. Now put yourself in his position. Wouldn't you do that if you were the Prime Minister? And you, based on the report what me just show you, where shows you have all kinds of things now where you need to protect. You need to protect these things, So maybe what we need to do is stop focus on whether I put people in the place and this and that, because that should be expected. Maybe we need to focus and say, well, how do we get past that? Because that's the problem. The problem is the Prime Minister, right? But there's another problem is how do you get to the Prime Minister when he's surrounded by all of these people who are his lackeys? They are beholden to him. They're flesh blood.
Betray them, Rattigan. So the lackeys that betray them,
True. But here's the other thing too. If you have a certain system that you know all of your lucky secrets and you make them know, say, hey, watch out, don't step out of line, because me alone, nah, go down. All the way I go down. That's be more incentive for them to protect you. If you have a system that you can, if you have a system that you can accumulate information about the people that you surround yourself with, and you know all of them secrets, them know where you are though, you know what them are though. The important thing is this: nobody must go to prison. That is it.
But hold on, Rattigan. Say, okay, in that same scenario,
right?
You know what I want to understand? And a person say, boy, I am willing to take a plea deal,
Yeah.
But this bitch, you can't continue. Yeah.
But
let me say something. Everybody has a price in Rattigan. Everybody has a price, and you can push people so far and no further. And even the persons, let me tell you something. He should keep his enemies close, but his friends closer.
Maria,
because it's only a matter of time.
That is why
wait, no. What I'm trying to say is only a matter of time before somebody say, something, enough of this nonsense.
Maria, the question I'm not trying to put to you, right? I'm not putting it to the entire this. Who in Jamaica is going to take a plea deal? Before we get to that, who in Jamaica is going to offer a plea deal? Who? The DPP? The Attorney General?
You see, we're taking it outside of the realm of the Jamaican politics now.
No, we're talking. That's what I try to force people for
yes. That's what I'm saying. Accountability is going to come, You see, that is the thing that them say every day the bucket I go to the bottom of the well, one at the bottom will drop out. The bottom is coming for him. He doesn't see it yet. But if he had any sense at all, he would just say, something, I cannot keep doing this and not expect that one day people go and revolt. You understand me? And the people that he think won't revolt are the people that are going to surprise him.
But here's the thing, right? Like I said, when you have a system in place that you can control people's movement, you can control people's communications, you can control people's relationship, you can control people's finances, you can control people's emotions, you've got them. So what I'm trying to force brothers and sisters to think about is this, that at times when we say, well, at times we're looking to the Jamaican judiciary and the law enforcement as our savior. And if you really think about it, they cannot be. They won't be, because he's put these people in place. And not only has he put these people in place, like say, for example, I wouldn't just say, if I were in this position then, I wouldn't just say, all right, Jeffrey, I'm going to put you in charge of Ministry of Health, for example. No, I would do that. But here's what else I would do. I would make sure I know every person where Jeffrey I talk to. I know who Jeffrey I sleep with. I know who Jeffrey I take money from. I know all of Jeffrey's deepest, darkest secrets you don't want nobody know. I would have just, every now and again, me just prips him. We just prips him. So you know what now? Jeffrey not going in a position to take no plea deal unless that plea deal is coming from outside of Jamaica. Unless that plea deal is coming. Because guess what? All of them in Jamaica who can offer a plea deal, all of them, guess what? They're probably similarly situated like Jeffrey. Similarly, because think about it. You think so them people now in Jamaica now most of the prime minister do some evil, dastardly things. You think them never see it, them feel it.
They know, yes, true.
And why is it that these
and seeing it up close and personal to Rattigan.
Hold on there for me. And that is why, Mr. Rattigan, people may think that I'm being negative. I'm not being negative. I know for a fact that Andrew Holness will never held accountable in Jamaica. It has to be outside of Jamaica. It has to be the Americans and the Kenyans and the British, not the Jamaicans in Jamaica.
Yeah, because he's put people in place.
Exactly.
Are going to protect him. And remember now, you can say what you want about Andrew Holness, the prime minister. You can say he's evil, he's conniving, he's cunning. You can say all that. But the one thing that I don't think people are going to say about him is that he's an idiot. I don't think people are going to say he's an idiot. In no way, mother. And you see when
not bright though.
No, there's a difference between not being an idiot and bright and not bright. But here's the thing. When him put people around him like that, and when you have some technology that you can actually force them to steer and act on your behalf, that them can't think independently of what's going on to say, well, when I do wrong, I'm gonna come out and say, but I tell you something, when you will say something like this, where you see somebody close to him come out and say, when if the US government get involved and say, all right, we'll give our greeners, and we want some information upon him and blah, blah, blah. When him fall out of favor, as most of these leaders do, them fall out of favor over time. And then when them fall out of favor, that's when somebody come now with a bigger deal now to say, hey, if you think Andrew know a lot about you, we know a lot more about you.
This is my point, Rattigan. But here's the thing, because when you look at the level of corruption that is around Andrew Holness, the used car scandal, and Robert Montague sitting in the parliament as a member of parliament. What's his name? Andrew Wheatley, Petrojam. He's sitting in the parliament. Marissa Dalrymple, Mercedes-Benz, sitting in the parliament. Christopher Tufton, $83 million, great sex. Great bad sex, I don't know, sitting in the parliament. That's a theme bed partner, $83 million. Who else? Yeah, Darrell Vaz, $1.4 billion for free bus, sitting in the parliament. You know why he cannot do anything about them? Because they can tell him, say, you think me thief, you know better than me. You follow what I'm saying? You can do nothing to me. So they are carrying water for each other. And the thing is too, we must be careful. The scripture cannot lie because it said no good deed goes unrewarded and no good evil goes unpunished. And there's a day of reckoning coming, And the thing is, it's like they say, the harder they come, the harder they fall. I mean, think about it, Rattigan. You don't see an atmosphere ripe where accountability is, nobody does see that? Or am I being naive? Because I see it is, the atmosphere is so ripe where there's accountability come because he's just doing things and behaving like nobody can do nothing to him. Like you said, Al Capone,
marry a bad man. Marry a bad man. You're bad man, marry a bad man. Who loves those words?
Yeah, and
a person who can buy 110 buses, free buses for $1.4 billion. Okay? All right. And take up money that should have gone to taxpayers and give it to JPS, and then next thing you know, the whole country without light. Give me a break.
I have a house in South Florida and a brand new house in South Florida.
Listen, you know something, Rattigan and Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Badman, invite him to my house, man.
I true that, But Rattigan and Jeffrey, think about it, When you look at the amount of monies that are coming to Jamaica, whether it's through the multinationals lending, through grants, through donations, through remittances, through tourism. It's a lot of money, And when you stop to think about the trillions that are unaccounted for, right? Using their word, unaccounted for. And you look at these members of government, cabinet members and MP, especially on the JLP side, because it's only one government at a time. And when you look at their lifestyle, the things that they own, I hear that their members are ministers of government building new gas station, you know.
Oh, yes.
And I hear that there's one, there's a member of, there's a minister of government who has the most real estate in Jamaica, you know.
Hello.
So how could they get that money when you okay, and you put that in, you juxtapose that to the state of road infrastructure, school infrastructure, education infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure, social infrastructure, all of those things. What would that lead you to believe?
But
Marie, they pick the pockets of taxpayers.
But Marie,
I
was brought to my attention today from a very senior politician, and I can't go no further when I say senior, who said to me that there's a series of gas stations that's been built in this country, owned by two individuals in the parliament.
Yes.
A wife and a husband. And they're asking the question, where they get all these money from?
Yep. It's no joke, man. It's no joke. And they sit there and talk about standing orders. Standing orders, my back foot. No, seriously, think about it.
I will say this again. This Wholeness administration is one of the most corrupt political administrations since independent Jamaica.
Yeah, man. No joke. No joke, Jeffrey.
But you know what? That's why I'm saying that we have to try and penetrate the minds of our people. Because here, and I hope we have gotten through to at least one person tonight through the exercise of understanding that the Prime Minister is not going to appoint somebody like a Rattigan, a Sister Maria.
You too bright again.
He's not going to appoint somebody, not us, but
no,
people.
No. I know. It would never provide. I agree with you, Rattigan. 100%.
So what I try to people to understand is that don't be surprised when you see make somebody moves them, because it's called self-preservation. It's called self, right? And all of us, we have that in us. All of us, we do that. So so when I try get them to understand is this: if it's going to come from outside, look at what happened recently. Sister, it's over a year now. We're asking for sign the Magnitsky petition. You know, it's over a year. How much signature we get? We're lucky if we get 3,500. We're lucky. And we tell them, say, this is a tool to have the prime be accountable for something. People don't respond. And right now, well, my name not going to further, except to say that this is the mindset. Them everybody say, yeah, we want to get rid of him. And you say, all right, sign it. Boy, me don't want to sign it. Me don't want to put my name on it. You know,
there you go.
You know,
True.
And you say, then what we're doing? So now we have to come up with a different plan now where we probably won't even have to get as many people involved and just try and get it done. We just have to try and get something done outside the country. And we are talking about people, let me be absolutely clear. We're not talking about physically harming anyone. We're talking about doing legal stuff we are talking about, right? Under international law we are talking about. But people just don't do it. And then them cuss we and say, I want to do a talk. And then we say, okay, here is something, make a move forward with it. But I don't want to put my name on them things.
And Mr. Rattigan and Marie, not only that, Jamaicans who live in the Jamaican diaspora has the privilege to go to their congressmen, their congresswomen, and say, look into this. Look into America's fund going into Jamaica. Look at what is going on. They don't do that either. But they come over and say, oh, Jeffrey's negative. Rattigan on the chat. You live in the United States. You have access to your congressmen, your congresswomen. Go to them and sit and talk to them about what is going on in Jamaica. Rattigan and Tavares and whosoever alone cannot do it. You don't understand the Magnitsky Act. What more can we do? I can tell you one thing, and I say it, I'm going to say it again. If any more demonstration going on in the United States, or him alone going out there, I'm not going to with him. It's full time the Jamaica because have them backside and go do something. If there's a next demonstration in the United States, Jeffrey Tavares, what me going out there? You alone
But
going
you
out
know
there.
what? But you know something, Jeffrey? It is easy. A lot of people like to sit down and point finger. You do that and you do that and you, but and even when you get up on it, they're not going to come out there and join you.
That's
They're
true.
not.
They're
not. Oh, you go and protest and you go and do that. And they're always pushing someone forward. So they throw the stone and then they hide their hand.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being affected. So it cannot always be somebody else must do. No, you get up and do. But you know, this is the thing, you know. I don't think the Prime Minister should continue acting as though he is Teflon Don. Well, even Teflon Don went to prison. Even the Teflon Don went to prison. There's always going to be that one mistake, Rattigan, that one thing that do them in. I'm telling you, he's overplaying his hand. He's overplaying his hand. But he's so he's so narcissistic. He doesn't even see that he's overplaying his hand. He's overplaying his hand. And you see, with this round of monies that were borrowed, and he has, because the rule was suspended for 2 years. And after the 2 years, this country is screwed. You follow what I'm saying? And if this money is not used wisely, you cannot use to go build airport and build this, that, and that. And what he has done, you know, it was, you'd have, before to invest, you'd have to have $150 million. He lowered that to $15 million. So any drug dealer with $15 million can go and do anything in Jamaica. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he has overplayed his hands. And when he has removed all the checks and balances, I'm telling you, it's gonna come back to bite him in the butt. It's gonna come back in the same way.
Yeah, he's making mistakes and he's going to.
But he's making a lot of mistakes.
But what happened is that who's taking him to task? And I agree with Jeffrey. I agree with Jeffrey in the sense that people, they need to do more than what they're doing. And they have some people out there, they're loaded with criticisms. Loaded. And then when you say, okay, let's get up and let's do something. Them always complain, whoa, no, chat. I was okay, all right, tell us give us your idea. What should we be doing? Them have no idea. Them devoid of any idea. Nothing. I can't blame you. Because I would have loved when we plan the next protest. We know you're coming anyway, but we know you're frustrated right now. That's why you say you're not coming. But I know Jeffrey Tavares will be there, people. I'm telling you, he will be there. I'm just I say that right now, and I know Sister Maria will be there. And the next one we're planning, I expect to see thousands of you out there. And it will be a test. It will be a test, you know. It will be a test.
Do it when Rattigan have the protest in the winter. And make sure to that day when there's a blizzard, because I am going to show up in a bikini.
The people, some people come and complain about the weather. It's too cold, it's too hot, it's too windy.
You know, Mr. Rattigan, the best time to plan this protest, you know. And I think the next protest should be at the United Nations.
Across the street.
Yes.
Mm.
But you know, talking about United Nations, I don't know how, but we have to seek audience with those people down there. Not to sit outside, but in the halls of not outside.
Mm.
Because, and nothing wrong with protesting outside, but to have the conversation in those halls, especially when it is in session, and you know he's going to speak and all that. No, man,
you know what? I bet you're right. The Prime Minister should come back next month or whenever he's come back. And I said to people, listen, make we galvanize as a group and make we get at least 100 people, and we just go down in a Congress and start knock by every congressman door, because you can't do that, you know. You can make your appointment and you can't go to the door.
Yeah.
I bet you if we say that, see how many people show up. See how many people show up. See how many people show up. There are people, and the people who show up is the same diehards them who show up for
same set of people. Same set of people. But guess what? You know what I noticed, Rattigan?
Huh?
They were quick to tell you Where's the opposition? And where's Matt Golding? And where's this? I don't know. We need to go protest and I need for this. All right, fine. Look how many times Andre Stevens the protest. They show up. JFJ had a protest. Did they show up? They go on them ways out and foolishness.
Let me say something to you.
Give me a break.
Let me say something to this. I want to say it again. I said it in my program earlier on. When the people of Albania, forget about Albania, when the people of where were the place? I remember the place name. Anyway, when the people of say Albania decide to protest, do they go out there as a member of any political party? Do they wait on the opposition to go out there? The opposition in Jamaica must not lead any protests. The people of Jamaica must be the one get up and lead a protest. You are facing the pans of hell. You are living out in the element of the night and the sun. You are the one who to lead the protest, not the People's National Party. You, the Jamaican people, you are the one who must get up and go out there. When the people of Lithuania was facing the pans of hell, what did they do? They got there by themselves. They don't wait on the political party to go out there. Why should we wait on a Mark Golding or a Lisa Hanna or a Julian Robinson or a Fitz Jackson? Go out there ourselves. As full time we stop this PNP and JLP damn stupidness and go out there ourselves and do it.
But here's the thing, Jeffrey. You have two political parties, but the election is finished. So you know what you have now? Government and opposition. The opposition is doing their best in the parliament to magnify the issues and bring attention. I don't know if anybody watched the opposition leader when he took a fine-tooth comb to the NARA bill, clause by clause, clause by clause. That should be played on loop. Because and then after that, every speaker on the opposition side, they took it to task. And look at that and what the government has done. They didn't care because they didn't need a supermajority. They need a simple majority. And it goes to show that they really don't have the interest of the Jamaican people at heart at all. And Jeffrey is right. It's the people that must stand up because he talk about Albania. You know what pushed him over the edge? This thing didn't just happen the other day, it happened from 2024. But it was when somebody was saying, oh, we discovered. And then they're going to put up all this concrete on this protected environmental wetland, this protected space. You're going to put concrete there. And the people are like, no, leave it here. We know it exists. You didn't discover this. We know it exists. It is ours. And it reminded me of the people of Bengal, the Bengal people in the Dry Harbor Mountain, when they said, no, you can't do this because this area is protected. You have to leave it. You cannot put concrete everywhere. And they said to them, and all the agencies, the environmental agencies said, no, you cannot do that. And the Prime Minister overruled them because all he sees is concrete and money. Everything for him is put in block and steel. You see what I'm saying? Black cement and steel. And he has no interest in the people to say, you know what, they need to breathe fresh air. Because you look at what happened to people who live in the bauxite areas, the bauxite communities. The air is killing them. It's killing their children. They're getting cancer, and they don't have a health system in place to deal with the health problems that come as a result. Yet he wanted to destroy the Dry Harbor Mountains. Darrell Vaz wanted to also build on another protected area. So you see that they really don't care. All they care. Well, Darrell Vaz told them that he wanted 5 more years to set his family straight. He didn't hide it. He told them that.
And he
told them that.
They can get 1.4 billion.
No. He didn't get it because this is the area where he didn't get it. And that's why he said he was upset that his wife didn't win. He'd have preferred for his wife to win and him losing.
What I'm saying is that he wanted 5 years to set himself for his family. And he did.
He got the 1 point. That's that is true. That is true.
It is now 60 minutes after 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's now Mr. Rattigan's time. Over to you, sir.
All right. Mr. Rattigan, we took over your show.
No. I'm not trying.
All we need now is the signal, the plane, and
No, I'm not trying to find with the you don't want to signal a plane, man. Try to find, no, we're wind on, but we just want to find there's something I'm looking for from Darvaz, but that sometimes my hope
is the dog dark and stupid.
Yeah, my hopeless without Kevin, man. Because when Kevin there, him can just find the things and 1, 2, 3. But when you leave me there, leave me. Anyway, here's what now, people. I see a lot of people with some good ideas, a lot of people with showing frustrations in the chat. Some of them say that they'll never come out to another protest because, the Jamaican people voting the uncertified criminal. I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, if you say not because them voting, I understand that. Believe me, I understand that. Mega said me not ready for done yet. Mega know me too well, man. And Mega, by the way, Mega is a diehard because Mega came to 3 of the 4 protests. The one him never come at the first one down in Miami. But,
Mega watch my brother, you know that?
No, man.
My brother.
And there's a Kevin where I look for Kevin, I can't find the documents, but that's fine. Here's what's going to happen now, folks. Again, this Saturday, we have a fantastic program. Exam time this Saturday. Examination this Saturday. So, I'm going to go back, go over on the notes, read, study hard. Don't be like the students where it's 6,000 out of 30,000. We don't want that.
Oh, God. Hey, Rattigan, it's not a joke thing, Rattigan? It's frightening, because you see where the country is headed with that situation. It's frightening, man.
Yeah, it's frightening. So we don't want that. But so what we're going to do is, like I said, I understand the frustration, and people in the chat, you're making some valid points. Some of the points I disagree with, but I respect. I understand why you feel the way you feel, why you say the things that you say. But I think that we need to have a civil discourse, and hopefully we can see each other's point and we can come to some resolution as to how things should actually be done. But believe me, I don't take your points lightly. I really don't, because for you to stay here with us, whenever we come on and you take the time to come on and you express your views, there's a lot to be said for that. And I understand your frustration that the people, some of us were saying that people in Jamaica, they're suffering and they're not doing anything. And here it is that we in the diaspora and we are kill up ourselves and, to no avail, right? Because the election the other day, September, and what happened? They vote back in the government. And so they're saying that whatever happens, then you're tough luck. You just have to deal with it. On the vote. And those of you who didn't vote, then you deserve this stuff. Because you had a chance to go there and make an expression and you didn't, But before we go, let me throw this on again.
Global Jamaica Diaspora Coalition kicks off its second biennial diaspora conference online Sunday, June 14th to Thursday, June 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 to 9 p.m. Jamaica time. Join this impressive lineup of speakers as they discuss and provide solutions to crime, agriculture, health, economics, tourism, and beach rights access. All are invited and it's totally free. No airline tickets, no hotels, no peddling. Just one diaspora, one voice. That's the second biennial diaspora conference, June 14th to 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica time. Join us on YouTube channel Reason with Rattigan. One diaspora, one voice, one Jamaica. Sponsored by our people, for the people.
And by the people.
Yeah, do not forget that, because here's the topics we have, and we already have some speakers lined up. When it comes to national security, I have a fantastic lineup. This Sunday, we're going to talk about foreign policy, and we're going to talk about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. Outstanding. We're going to talk about beach access. We're going to talk about land ownership. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about 6,000 out of 30,000 students passing.
Yeah.
34,000 failing. Education, we're going to talk about that. Things that we will not hear at this conference that they're having in Jamaica. And I've said to you before, do not make plans. Do not go. Put it this way, if you have made plans already, I know you're not going to that conference in Jamaica. And for those of you who had a change of heart, who wanted to go, but you said, no, I listened to Rattigan and it makes sense, and therefore I'm not going, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm just asking you, save your money and spend a little time with us, starting this Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. And we're going to deal with all of these issues and provide solutions. And we're going to invite you also to make a contribution to it. That's how this thing should be, because guess what? It says one diaspora. We're all in this thing together. We're all, when you get sick, you know, them have no JLP hospital or PNP hospital, you know.
Exactly.
Exactly. And when the power went away a couple of days ago, did it go away and PNP people alone?
Yeah.
No, everybody was affected.
And you must remember, especially when it comes to health, when them politicians say, uno rate, when them get sick, you know, waiting them go. Waiting them go.
But remember, Tough the Minister of Health was just there the other day doing for treatment, remember?
Yeah, them got the Mayo Clinic, them got the Cleveland Clinic, them got Johns Hopkins, them got the one in Florida where everybody go, the one on. That's where them go. Them don't stay at Jamaica and get treatment. But guess what? You up there, jump up and down and I carry on and I kin pupa lick over them. And you have to, when you kin pupa lick and you broke your foot, guess what? You gone to the hospital, which part you have to wait 2, 3, 4 days, sit down on the floor or whatever in order to get treatment. Them don't care about you. And so we're saying to you that you have to care about yourself, man. You have to just put these things aside and say, listen, we are all Jamaicans, and this is not, what is going on is not good for Jamaica. We need to get things straightened out. And the best way to do it, best way to do any of these things is to do what? Start. Best way to do something, start. So, Jeffrey, the parting words, sir.
My departing words is this.
No, not the parting.
Oh, I'm not dead at it. That's true.
You make it sound too final. Parting word.
My word to the people of this country that we love so dearly. And I will continue to say this. The change that we seek as a people will never, ever come from the two political parties in our country. We are the change that we seek. And we must demand the change. We must be the change that we seek. And if we decide to be that change, let us remember that we have our children coming up. That we need to leave a better Jamaica for all of them. And so, my fellow Jamaicans, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. May God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. Mr. Rattigan.
Thank you, sis.
Yeah, I look forward to the conference coming up, but to the persons who are not going to use that money to adopt a family in Jamaica. Use your travel money, your money for plane fare, for accommodation and for food and all of that, and use it to adopt a family who is sleeping under the tarpaulin in Jamaica. After you send, I know we send money to the government to give to them, and they have held on to it for their pet projects. So use that money wisely. Don't show up for this nonsense, because they're spending this money that they're spending for the conference, Rattigan, could be used to take those people out of that situation. You know? So I encourage them to stop with the right now it's not PNP and JPS, right? It is government and opposition. Let's take the conversation there. That's where it needs to be. And read. CAT is puss. Read.
That's a good one.
Yeah, puss, right.
But Mr. Rattigan, before you go, remember, that It may be an old, stale joke, but I always love to end with it. Although I should have ended it in the beginning, you know? Marie, we have to make sure that we have driven the Jeep, signal the plane.
You can go on, man. Merle, my girl. Merle has a shopping at Starlink. Merle, you know what? You know, see that Mr. Minister Vaz of Starlink pile up till them all are rotten. Me have to give him a call and I make you go.
No.
Yeah.
No, you said this people wicked, and I hear about food that was sent for the people. How the government let it stay there and spoil, and this is not the first. Remember the containers that went missing? Hey, this is wickedness, you know. Nah, man.
Yeah, you remember the container with food declared to be unfit for human consumption and
containers.
Yeah, plural, and them gone, and nobody know you're
not
out it. Couple years from now, you start to people get sick and you wonder what happened. But well, look, folks, listen. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in and making this program what it is. Spread the word, please. We need you to go to over to OJLDF and follow us for our
TikTok page.
Yeah, TikTok page. Jeffrey, send the people move us so we can go live now, man.
What you need to do, I tell you, you need to come on the program, you know.
All right, I'll come on your program and then we'll keep them go over because we need to get this TikTok thing going and get it live. And sis, I have to talk to you because you're one of the panelists on the conference thing. Oh no, I think the penciling already. The penciling for
yeah. I spoke to she open accident, and I told her, man.
All right. So, folks, listen. Until we meet, it will be again.
Blessings every time.
Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.
Yes.
And we'll see you. God bless.
All right, cool. God bless Rattigan and Jeffrey.
We're gonna call you later.
Okay. Big up yourself, Jeffrey Tavares.
Yes, okay. We're gonna get some apple now, you know.
Even politicians spread lies on him, but we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not ties on him. Them know said that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, the man hold the harder of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm me. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day.
The Global Jamaica Diaspora Coalition kicks off its second biennial Diaspora Conference online Sunday, June 14th to Thursday, June 18th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 to 9 p.m. Jamaica time. Join this impressive lineup of speakers as they discuss and provide solutions to crime, agriculture, health, economics, tourism, and beach rights access. All are invited and it's totally free. No airline tickets, no hotels, no peddling. Just one diaspora, one voice. That's the second biennial Diaspora Conference, June 14th to 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Jamaica time. Join us on YouTube channel Reason with Rattigan. One diaspora, one voice, one Jamaica. Sponsored by our people for the people.